But I got ice cream bars
All right.
because I ran out of them, right? So,
Okay, we are live.
okay. I'll go Canada. Somebody flew that today. Okay.
Yeah, somebody did fly it.
Okay. But I got ice cream. Hit the like button. Now I'm going to go for the pop out chat. Close YouTube. Put the pop out chat up beside you there. Okay. And we should be just about ready to go. Stretch it out a bit. There we go. Oop, wrong spot. So anyways, yeah.
In the message.
Oh, hey, look who's there already. Little Llama Laura. Or should I say the little flying Llama Laura? No, it don't. No, it don't get there till Friday. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, she's got her issues with YouTube. Lynn said it was taken care of.
Oh, it's all fixed.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. Hey, Gracie, how about you vanish?
Grace.
Little
And
bugger.
Vader's off to your left there.
Yeah, he down there. You can see the tail going.
Yep.
Gracie,
They're all waiting for their portion of dinner.
yeah, well, I'm just cooking dinner now, and then, but I was kind of gone for a good part of the afternoon, so maybe they want attention now, especially Gracie.
Gracie wants attention, huh?
Yeah, she's right here. How come you're wet? Dad spray you or something?
Yep. So everything went good for you today?
Yep, I went over to the line and put that sign up and stuff. So
How was the ground? Was it still hard or?
oh yeah, ground's hard as a rock. Yeah. Well, see that snow is protecting it now from the heat, from the heat, right? So
I'm thawing out, yeah.
yep. So but anyway, so and I'm waiting to hear back on a creek cut machine. Somebody here in town has one for a couple $100, brand new. Box had never been opened, and it's worth about $270. So
Really?
well, because I'm gonna try and start making some of my own name writers and stuff for the guys. I've been kind of doing some calculations and stuff for what they want, and I've already talked to 3 agents, and they're really interested in it. So that's a good start. I can get about $25 a piece for them, and I figure about $5 to make them.
Yeah. There you go.
So, well, get the sign. If I get an extra sign, and if I get the drone on top of it, I'm well over $100 just to go to one house, put a sign up.
Yep.
So
Oh, little Llama Laura says that she can't go live yet, so it's not really fixed.
Oh, it's not fixed yet. Okay, cool. Right back.
So Laura, Lynn said that you went live. I didn't realize you didn't. You might, unless you went over on Flip Flop or someplace. Yeah, so it's Wednesday night. The weather is just kind of so today. I was able to get the Algo Canada upbound earlier this afternoon around noontime. It was headed over for Milwaukee, I believe, for layup. And let me see if I can show you guys what the Great Lakes looks like without any ships on it. Okay. Screen share. Yeah, so there's what the Great Lakes look like without any ships on it. There's Algo Canada that I got earlier today. There's CSL Assiniboine, which I got yesterday. It's still working its way over here for layup. This one's headed for Green Bay, Wisconsin, right there. And I would imagine there's a lot of ice up that way. There's the Algoma Intrepid headed for Chicago. The Algoma Salt is down here, and so is the Walter J. McCarthy. Oh, right here is the John D. Leach headed for Port Colborne. Because the locks and everything are closed, so there's no movement through here or up here.
A little quiet on the lake there, Paul.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, Paul. Nothing in Superior, as you can see.
Okay, we see who we got. Hey, Bob Glazier, Easy Drone Dude. And here comes Mike.
Mike
Yeah.
Rennick.
Oh, yeah. My noodles are done. I just waiting for the hamburger just a little bit longer here, about another 2-3 minutes.
Yeah,
It should be good for supper.
should be good to go, huh?
Yeah, it'll be enough there for 2 days. So I'll have a retaste tomorrow, which is always better after it kind of soaks in, right?
Yeah.
It's always better second day. Now it's a little Laura says I didn't go live on anything. Wish you could. I thought they had it fixed.
Yeah, that's what Lynn kind of indicated, Laura. She said she saw you, but maybe she was looking at an old stream.
Mm.
Hey, Robert, how you doing? AZ's here?
Well, Laura, if you want to go live, you can always come here.
Well, I don't think she can get on.
Well, she can go on Zoom, come in with us.
I don't know. She said that she couldn't. She tried it.
Okay. I don't know why that would stop her because she's only coming in on a Zoom link. She's not coming in on a.
Yeah, I would think she'd be able to click up there at the top of the chat and come in here. But
I wonder if
since Zoom is on YouTube,
she has to do something with Zoom.
Yeah.
To clear that up, I wonder, so. Ontario to gradually loosen restrictions start with indoor dining starting January 31st. So still a few days away, 10, 11 days.
That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days.
Yeah. Still 2 more weeks before they change it. Yeah. I see we got, they didn't say where, but they say we got a couple venison on 4 legs walking around with COVID now. I think there's 5 of them they said they tested or something.
Oh, really? So the deer have it?
Yeah. Yeah. But they wouldn't say where. Like, really? No. Hey, Paul, or Corey Mano.
Corey Mano, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
If you want to come in and say hello, right up at the top of the chat is the link, my friend. Just if you want to pop in and say hi to everybody.
Yeah. Province hands out gas tax earnings. Christ, our fuel is $1.45 a liter today. That's just freaking unreal.
Holy cow.
Oh, it just jumped up. Well, okay, let me pull my calculator.
Well, and all the economists say the gas prices are going to continue to go up throughout the winter and into next summer.
Yeah. So $1.45 times 4.5 liters to a gallon equals, come on, how come it didn't work? Okay, I screwed something up here. 1.45. Okay, a liter times 4.5. 4.5 equals $6.50. Yeah, so $6.50 a gallon of gasoline.
$6.50 a gallon of gas. Holy cow.
Yep.
Yeah, Robert. Laura was picked on by somebody filed a claim against her erroneously, and crazy. Oh, Corey's having tacos tonight. Paul Hodges is cooking spaghetti. He's got his sauce already, and the yeah, there's so much stuff going on. It's kind of sad. Um, yeah, Corey, I've been getting ships, the last of the ships, as whenever they're going by, and I got one at noon today, and it's headed for layup, and so I don't see any more heading my way at all, Corey. In fact, here's what the lakes look like right now. That I got that one, Algo Canada, which is a tanker, and nothing much. What's down here? The Griffin, that's the Canadian Coast Guard icebreaker, probably headed for Sarnia. But if you go up and you go around, the locks up here are closed. There's nothing going on there. You've got the CSL Assiniboine being escorted by the Mackinac icebreaker, and they're only doing 8.7 knots. He's been struggling to get over here. He's headed for Milwaukee, so he's being escorted by an icebreaker. H. Lee White is anchored. Coast Guard, oh no, the Coast Guard cutter Mobile Bay is trying to assist the H. Lee White. He must be stuck out there. Here's the Algo Nova. He's headed for Green Bay as well. He's a tanker, and he's only doing 3.5 knots, so he must be in heavy ice.
Wait, come on. Off my chair. Cat
And
took
you
over
got
my
the
chair while I
Algonquin
was gone.
Intrepid headed for Chicago.
Well, you got somebody heading for Chicago?
Yeah, it's over by Waukegan.
Hmm.
And the Hollyhock and the Griffin are down working in Lake St. Clair. There's the Griffin working on the channel, and there's the Hollyhock.
Oh yeah, they're trying to keep that channel open by the looks of it, eh?
Channel open, yep.
Huh.
But there isn't any traffic headed that way.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they're doing that. Yeah.
You got one that's coming across the John D. Leach is headed for Port Colborne, but isn't Port Colborne down there just below you?
Over at Welland, the Welland Canal, Port Colborne. Between just
right in here,
right where the Welland Canal starts is Port Colborne.
Okay.
Where see that green dot below Welland?
Yep, right here.
No, to the left of it, isn't it? Right there.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Yeah, right there. But that's Port Colborne right there.
I can't imagine why it's headed westbound at 6 knots. Must be heavy ice. I don't know. But everywhere else, the East Coast and everything is kind of lightened up.
Yeah.
Hey, Lenny.
Whoa, what happened to my camera? Oh, that's better. Cool. I'm just going dark because look at this, Paul. There you go.
Oh, look at the
Oh, yeah.
spaghetti plate.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, oh, cool. Corey Mano, hey, last night I bought Neo last night. I've already got Luminar 4, I've got Luminar AI, and last night I just bought Neo, but Neo's not fully operable yet, but you can still use it. But there's a lot of features missing right now. But
Well, if you buy it now, you get it cheaper, right, Paul?
well, yeah, you get it cheaper. Like it's a lot. I got it with $106 with taxes on. I think it was $94 plus tax. So, but anyway, so
And they
but,
they will
oh,
give you the free upgrades as they come out, right?
oh yeah, yep, yeah. They really basically said the program hasn't come out yet. They just threw a few things out there just to get people interested and get some money rolling, I guess. So, but like Luminar AI is good, is good, uh, but just so you know that that those programs are only good for pictures. They're not good for
Yes,
you can't use
yes.
it on video. So, yeah.
Hey, Bill, good to see you, my friend. Newfound drone. And Mike Rennick, of course, is here.
Oh,
Um, Well, Laura, I'm sorry to hear about you're still having issues. I thought maybe it got cleared up.
hello, Lori. Such a bad little girl.
Well, the funny part is there isn't any children in her house. So somebody must have reported her, because she
That's a
does look
child.
young, as a child left unattended. I don't get it, but
I don't know where they got that from. Maybe they thought they hands on that other thing was a kid's hands.
I think it's just people trying to create problems and issues.
Yeah. Probably some of you are jealous.
Yep. But yeah, I did get it shipped at noon today, and I got it posted this afternoon. And it's the Algo Canada, and it's headed for layup over in Wisconsin, Green Bay.
Oh, is it going for layup too?
Yeah.
I thought it would stay going for a while. Yeah.
Well, if you look it up there at the top, up at the top of Michigan, you know, there's the Coast Guard cutter Mackinac is escorting one. He's been trying to go across over to Wisconsin now for a good day and a half,
Oh,
and they're just hardly moving. And Marcel.
where's
The I don't know, maybe Rob will show up or not. Don't
I don't
know.
know. Yeah. They
Depends on how he's feeling. I would make every guess.
yeah, for sure. They see it she's all froze over up there at the Sioux Locks.
Yeah. Yeah, the farther north you go, the colder it is. There's that cold front is coming down, and it's supposed to be sub-zero temperatures at night. So
Look like there's a little bit of open water, but it's over on the Canadian side over there by the thing. But I
well, isn't there rapids over there?
and it might be warm water coming off that steel
No.
plant. You know.
Yeah, I think there's rapids over there. Mia, It's just a truck turning around in the driveway.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's my driveway.
that's right. That's what she says. Yes, I hear you.
And another thing I noticed about Laura, she had rings on her fingers. So, like, what the heck does that make her look like? She's too young.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't make any sense.
Because, like, when that one part where they're just showing her drawing with their hand, somebody might have thought that was a kid's hand, but the thing is, they had rings on it. I don't know.
Yeah, people are stupid.
Yeah, like people just all they live for, make other people's lives miserable. I think those guys are on tonight, aren't they? Yeah, they're probably
Yeah.
on right now. Bob Glazer said, "My dogs are barking at your dog, Paul."
Yeah, that's what happens. It's called a dog chain reaction.
I agree with you, Lynn. Yeah.
Yeah, Laura, hopefully it'll get sorted out, but Laura, did they tell you that you were gonna be off for a week? I would think once they corrected it and reposted the video,
Yeah.
but what I noticed that when they cut the video off, it just ended it abruptly.
Yeah.
It wasn't your whole entire video.
I'd just be sending them another thing and put another needle in their butt there just to get them go a little quicker. Unknown caller from Toronto. Sorry, don't know you. Leave a message. Thought I'd hear something back about that creek up. I haven't heard nothing yet. Huh.
Yeah, the fact checkers, they're useless. I get it, Laura.
Yeah. Yeah, they ban you first, then they probably go back and check it.
Exactly, exactly. Let's see here. Down here and
So, Laura, did you get something actually from YouTube to say yes, you've been cleared? Just kind of wondering. That's all. An email or something, just or Twitter or whatever, or saying, "Well, hey, what's going on here? I thought you cleared me."
I'll show you the last ship that I got today.
Yeah. Oh, that tastes good. Tastes like more. Bring it back. I'll go Canada. It's funny he's going over there to lay up, but he's from St. Catharines.
Yeah. Unless they're gonna have some maintenance done, 'cause there's some shipyards over there.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, maybe.
I can't, if you look at what's on the deck there, all from the chemicals and stuff, I don't know how they figure out what to do what, you know? Just a bulk carrier just has bulk carrier, but that's
Yeah,
got all
that's
kinds of tanks and
valves and piping and yeah. So is that a chemical one or is that a fuel one?
that's chemical.
All chemicals, eh? Okay.
Chemical tanker.
Well, at least that one's got a lifeboat.
Yes, it does. And there's a couple of guys on deck there.
Oh yeah.
When it pans around here, you'll get a chance to see the lighthouse.
Oh yeah. That's a little bit different music than normally you hear on yours.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, one more mouthful and I'll cut the
Okay,
rest.
Corey, go get your dinner, buddy.
Yeah. Dogs are looking for a treat here. Oh, I got some chicken left over from last night. Okay, divided even. Oh, it's what you guys are waiting for.
Look at it.
What? What you want? Oh, you want this? Oh, okay.
Now, do they split it
I just divide it in half on each side of the plate
and they stay on their own side of the plate?
for the biggest part, unless Vader finishes first and she reaches down and grab some of Gracie's.
Ah,
Yep. See, he just did that. Yep. He just horks it down, eh?
well, Robert, thank you. Yeah, it was. I went out and got it. It wasn't bright sunshine or whatever, but it's. I'm thinking it's going to be one of the last, if it isn't the last, one of the last ships for the season. It
Yeah.
closes down, the season closes down until now, about the middle of March.
So I take it wasn't too breezy for you.
Yeah, it's 25-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it was a little cool standing by the buses there this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You still had lots of kids, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Pretty well full bus. All excited. So, if
Hey,
okay.
Justin, how you doing?
Yeah, I see. Corey's already gone, but I wanted to answer him, but on the thing, but he's using it for drone photos of houses and going, yep. I have to go find a picture with a bunch of hydro lines in it and click on it, see how well it works.
See how it works, yeah.
Sorry, Gracie, that was it. That's all you get. No supper tonight. Yeah, right. Yeah. She reminds me so much of Pepsi. She wouldn't even eat her own dog food when Mom used to cook up spaghetti.
Oh,
She wouldn't even touch her own dog food. Nope, I smell that. So, hey, Justin. Well,
he's
I guess,
tired. He's tired.
yeah. Tired, yeah. You're working man now. Yeah. Right back, guys. I just gotta feed the dogs.
All righty. Yeah, it's confusing over on YouTube. You see different postings by different people about pluses and minuses on the new drones. The one thing that stands out in my mind is the Air 2S seems to be premier. I don't see a lot of negatives with the Air 2S. And of course, the Mini 2. Everybody's still loving the Mini 2.
My ears were burning.
Hey, there's Chuck.
My ears were burning.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's get this thing muted.
Have you haven't been flying because of the snow, right?
I flew at noon today to do a side-by-side comparison.
Oh,
100 feet, Mavic 2 Pro versus Mavic 3, and the Mavic 3 is going back. Garbage, going back.
That's what original Dobo said. He said if they straighten it out and fix it up, he'll buy it again. But
why am I so blown out on here? It doesn't look like this on. There's something weird going on with. Everything's weird.
Take your hand and put it on over the camera and then pull it back. No.
Blown out. It's so weird. I don't know. Freaking, it's like super overexposed.
Yeah.
I don't know what the frick. Ah. All right.
Well, we can still see you.
You can see the one mo bag on the back on the sofa. I'm packing up for a trip this weekend, so I got.
Oh, are you? Where are you headed?
Just Seneca Lake.
Oh.
But gonna bring the FPV drone and the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mini 2 and a bunch of other crap. And
yeah, you might want to tell Paul about your experience with the Mavic 3.
So how'd you make out? Did you get it leveled out?
No, nope. In fact, it was really bizarro. The Mavic 2 was completely flawless. I took both drones up. Well, okay. Calibrated the gimbals, recalibrated the gimbals, brought both drones up to one at a time, up to 100 feet above ground level, pointed due west, took a picture, whipped it around 180 degrees due east, took a picture, brought it down. Then I did that with the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 2 Pro, and the Mavic 2 Pro was fine. The Mavic 3 did something really weird. When I first put it up, it was tilted.
Yeah.
Horizon was tilted. And then all I did was move the gimbal down a little bit and went rip and leveled. I was like, whatever.
Doesn't matter. It's not working right.
It's not right. It's going.
Nope.
The wonkiness right there. The wonkiness was enough for me to just. I wrote back to the place where it came from.
Yeah.
And like, I already had a discussion with them. They sent me a case number and everything. I'm like, I gave them the pictures side by side. Mavic 2 Pro, this one. I said, look what happened. I want another drone.
Yep.
So they're gonna do that for you or what?
Well, it's going back to them whether they do
whether
we
it or
do
not.
this the easy way or we do it the hard way.
Yeah.
It's going back to them. And if they want to do it the hard way, they might not get it back. I might just get my money back for the whole freaking damn thing and then like buy another one anyway. So they could do it the easy way or the hard way. But they seem receptive though. In their defense though, this is just, remember, I just sent the email out like an hour ago. I mean,
So okay.
Tomorrow, probably.
Is it close by where you can take it back or what?
No, it's got to go all the way down to Florida, man.
Oh, okay. And it's funny, we had Ray Kelly on this morning, and he's got one. It's flawless. Never had an ounce of trouble with it. With the Mavic 3.
Don't get mad at me. Have you seen his footage?
No.
Okay then.
Okay.
He probably wouldn't notice. Anyway, with that, I shouldn't have said that on the air, but I just did.
No, that's all right.
But I mean, show me something cinematic from most of these people. Anyway, so like
it's frustrating.
But the fact is, mine there are units out there that work fine, and then there are units like mine and Ken's that don't work fine.
Yeah.
And
hey, Ron Lockwood.
It's really
he's
bizarre,
home.
Though. It's really bizarre how like seriously it changes. It's like it. I don't understand it, and it just. I went through this. Remember the Mavic 2 Pro camera thing I went through where the camera had the problem?
Yeah.
But I accepted it as okay too long, and then by the time I realized it really wasn't okay, I reached out to DJI, and you know what they told me?
You waited too long.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, well, I'm going to keep this drone a while, so I bought another Hasselblad camera for it to the tune of like 460 American dollars. And bolted it on, and guess what? It was just fine. I write back to DJI. I said, hey, I just replaced the camera that you refused to replace for me, and everything's fine now, to the tune of $460. You gonna help me out?
Yeah.
So then, so this time I've spent way more on the Mavic 3 because it's and I'm not waiting around this time.
No.
I've tried. I did everything like I think we're supposed to do, where you reload, you refresh the firmware on the aircraft and the remote control using the hard connection to your PC, which is like first step. And then I recalibrated the IMU and also the gimbal on a nice level surface, and then went outside and calibrated the compass, and then patiently waited for the Mavic 3, which it's true. To lock GPS 12 satellites takes about 5 times as long as the Mavic 2 Pro. It's like, are you done yet? Really?
Yeah,
Well, I heard
especially when you're out in the cold.
Yeah, actually, it's more than 5 times. I mean, the Mavic 2 locked in almost like, and the Mavic 3 is like watching paint dry. It's like, really?
Well, I heard people were losing connection in midair with their satellites too.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened to Dennis Lovelady. That I think it was one of the first live streams he did with it.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there, and all of a sudden it started to drift all by itself.
I want to look at a teardown, because like the difference between the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Cine is the NVMe, the hard drive in there, and I imagine that's in a metal cage. So the metal, I could see with the NVMe in the metal cage, maybe that's sitting on top of the GPS. I can't imagine DJI would be that stupid, but I don't know. But anyway, so if there's something interfering with the signal to weaken it and make it take longer and all that kind of stuff, more sketchy. It could be that NVMe cage is that in both drones. Does the Mavic 3 like I own have that in there without the NVMe? Just wondering, but I can't take it apart because if I do, then I'm really
Yeah, you avoid your warranty.
yeah. So if anybody's opened one up, I am curious. Is that metal cage like blocking anything? Is it blocking the GPS antenna? Is it?
Well, is it possible too that they may have used some inferior chips with the chip shortage too, that may not being able to keep up with the drone?
Could be.
You know, I think
It's very
anything's
possible.
Justin, it could be.
You know, it's all about, you know, getting out there first. You know, how many drones do you actually see come out anymore that really are really good to go? It takes weeks, if not months, for consistent updates. You would think a big billion-dollar company like DJI would, I'm sure they do. They have this team of people that does QA and testing and stuff before it gets out, and then literally less than a week after they're out, you know, to some of the bigger YouTubers to test out, they're like, oh, we found this, we found that. It's like, why didn't these inspectors find this stuff? It's all about getting out first before your competitor.
Well, I think that was what the big rush was over Autel, right?
Well, yeah, you know, and
Yeah.
what's his name? Ken Dono had a really good point. He had on his drone cruise, you know, he gets all wound up.
He does get.
But he had a
Well, I
good
get
point,
wound up
you know.
too, but he's big time, so he can get wound up and get away with it. Me, I just look like a Yahoo when I do it. But
But you know, one of the points he made was, you know, Autel said, you know, this drone's really not going to be 100% until like sometime in February. But yet that Autel Pilot, whatever, that a lot of people were getting it from with no tax and no shipping charge, whatever.
Yeah.
So many people were getting that Nano and having all kinds of issues with it. So
yeah.
Well, it's
Well,
a
the,
fact of rushing the products too damn quick. I'd rather them
That-
take their time.
exactly, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's true because, like in the past, DJI didn't worry about releasing a Mavic, or I remember the Mavic Air, for instance, came out 23rd of January, so it didn't come out, and probably the Mavic 3 should have come out like about nowish, not November.
Well, I mean, if you look at the Mini 1 to the Mini SE, the Mini 2, the Air 2, the Air
Those were
2S,
holiday releases.
well, those really didn't have a whole lot of issues when they came out. They had
Oh.
a few little problems here and there that were corrected by firmware updates. But it wasn't to the point where people were like, oh, what the hell? With the Mavic 3, it seems like a lot of people ended up, it was on the fence. They either hated it or they're defending it. And it's,
Well, I'm not defending it, and I really, really, really want to love it, but I can't endorse it yet. So we'll see. I know I have one that's goofy. The slow GPS lock, I don't think they can do anything about that. I might have to live with that. But the gimbal not being spot on is completely unacceptable. I'm not gonna tolerate that crap. That's that camera's $1,000 to replace.
just the camera, yeah.
Just the camera.
Yeah.
That's an Air 2 right there.
Yeah, that's what Keith from the K-Spot said. He says, Chuck, my whole drone is only $1,000.
Yeah.
Or laughing at me. See how
What
stupid
was
we
it
are?
down in Florida? Chuck, where are you at?
New York.
New York.
We're up north. The folks down in who was that? Oh, Dan. Dan Samson. Let me pronounce.
Oh, drone worship.
Drone worship. Dan, that it was some time ago, but he put out this thing about, especially during the time when they're launching all these rockets, you know, down in Florida. What is it? Not the satellites, but the GLONASS. I forget what it was now, but something, you know, you're just not getting the signal strength that you normally would get, especially during those time periods. I don't know, Justin, you would know too. You're down there in Florida. Do you see a difference?
Like during the rocket launches and stuff.
They've been pretty consistent though for a couple of years now, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, I've never noticed a difference. The only weird issue I ever had was when the FA-18 flew over me that was coming from Lakeland from an air show. My drone wigged out, but they have like jamming shit in them things, so it didn't surprise me. But other than that, I've never had anything else affected. I mean, I'd put my drone up during rocket launches and stuff, never had no issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm frustrated. But well, again, I hope I can just send this one back and get another one that
I really want that Nano Plus, but I am gonna wait till after February. When all the
Yeah,
bugs are
you might
worked
as
out.
well. Lori offered to buy me a Mavic 3 she's like, "Do you want a Mavic 3 for Christmas?" I said-
Welcome, JD.
And I was
Hey,
like, "No,
hey.
it's not ready yet." That's what
Well,
I told her.
do you
"It's
have
not
any-
ready yet."
Does she have any sisters, Chuck?
What? Lori's
Oh
one
my
of a
God.
kind. Lori's
He's
one of a
trying
kind.
to poach sisters now.
Lori's
but this-
sister is nothing like Lori. She doesn't like beer. She doesn't care about drones. I don't know. They broke the mold with Lori, so I'm going with it. But anyway, I told her, I was like, no, don't. It's not ready yet. Gotta wait a little longer.
Well, this is the thing I think about the Mavic 3 is why would you release a drone to a bunch of reviewers if you know half the crap doesn't work? Because one, they can't give a good full review on it. I mean, just nobody's
Well,
going to be able to.
It's always a bit
And-
biased. Those guys are a bit biased because they're.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of people that want the latest and greatest, and they don't care if it's broke or not.
I know. Did you ever notice that there are some people in our group out here that, man, the moment that that next mini this or that next Mavic, that they got to have it.
And then they forget about the drone that they had before that was such
Exactly.
good to them. It was like when the Air 2S came out. It's like everybody forgot about how good the Air 2 was. It was like,
I have to hide because that's. Yeah, because like the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Pro, because I have two of them, are outstanding. They're outstanding. And so today was just proof when I popped the Mavic 2 up in the air. Like, man, this is a great drone. And it was really funny. I just took still shots, just JPEGs, right? Just for the testing. I didn't worry about exposure and stuff. And I'm looking at the pictures. Guess which one had like more detail around like the trees and stuff out at the end of like the horizon? It's not a trick question. The Mavic 2 had the better image for some reason. Don't know why. That's just like
Yeah, Mavic 2 is hard to beat.
But
Yeah.
the clouds and stuff, the Mavic 3 picture, it had like detail in it's a gray sky like on your monitor back there, and the detail and like you could see all the little humps and bumps in the clouds and stuff. And
Or in the
so that's
HDR effect. Yeah.
so I don't know if it's just the way the two focused differently. They focused differently. But Mavic 3 camera is awesome, but the Mavic 2 is a solid drone, and everybody told me that. It's like, Chuck, you don't need a Mavic 3. The Mavic 2 is fine for what you're doing, what I'm doing, YouTube. It's overkill fine.
yeah, because I tell people that the Air 2S is about the most you need to go if you're just
The
doing
Air
YouTube
2S is
videos.
Fantastic, and I just because I'm a snob, I decided to get the Mavic 3 because others told me to get the Air 2S. So Chuck, get the Air 2S. I kind of want the Mavic 3. It's kind of sexier.
So, Ron, did you go out today? You were talking about going up in the mountains, or
Oh no, I just drove home today barely. So I'm a little wiped out. We didn't get back till 5 this morning. So I slept from about 5:15 to 7:15.
then you drove home 3.5 hours, right?
Yeah. My wagon's dragging a little bit.
Yeah.
You're off
Hey,
till when?
Pardon me?
You're off now till
Next Friday.
next Friday.
Our
Yeah.
Whoa,
channel is
cool.
bright. Let's see.
I'm mad at Ron Lockwood.
Oh wow, look at Triple L's channel. She is bright. Look at that.
You see what Ron made me buy?
Did you buy it?
I
I love spending Paul's money.
That's awesome.
bought it
Give me
last
Ron.
night. I
You
just
buy it?
bought it last night, Ron. Yeah.
Did you?
Did you see his little house that sold?
Did you? How much?
That's all
Paul?
that really
That
400,000.
400,000.
Wow.
The
4
house is
days.
a shack.
4 days.
Who was
I
smoking?
know my shed's
cracking
as
up
big as
Bible?
that house. I'm
That
kidding me,
little
really, the
frickin'
house
shack.
valuation, but
Yeah, I just
crazy. So what's
Unbelievable.
so unique about that piece of land that makes it so valuable? Because I don't think it's not the building on the property. Is the property like on
well, it's
is it on
95
coal or
by
oil or gold or
I don't know, it's
what?
95, I think, by 115, but I don't know, make you could almost put two houses on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. I got no clue. Like, why would you pay 400,000 even for the property? Like, I don't understand. Like, you'd have to tear the house down and start over again.
Yeah.
You got to put another 300,000 in it. So now you're up to $750,000 for a house. You know, I don't
Some
know.
of those other ones you were showing for 5 and 6 are like, okay, yeah, I'd pay that for that.
Yeah, but
Normally
that
you get something-
400,000, I just went. You got to be kidding me
Yeah, I
for
was
that
really
freaking
wondering-
shack.
And it sold in 4 days, Ron. 4
Well,
days.
Well, everything's
That's
selling in 4
incredible.
days. I'm just surprised it went for that asking price. That's really, I think we're
Yep.
all.
I'm so lucky I got this place. I
Yep.
told you that story about the inspector, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
He was so pissed.
Yeah. Ron,
Nice
Ron
one.
scooped it out from underneath an inspector that was going to go over and look at the house, and Ron bought it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I had a bid for 2 days, and I asked my realtor, you know, do you have an
That's-
inspector locally that you recommend? And she
That's-
did, and called this
yeah.
guy and asked him if he was familiar with this community. He was like, hell yeah. I was just in there yesterday, and he goes, I'm looking to seriously buy a house, and some son of a bitch bought the one I wanted. And I'm like,
Well, that's
well, he goes, so what's your address? Where do you want me to? I'm like, I told him. He was like, you're the son of a bitch.
that's probably some random dude that was gonna grab that truck that I found. It's not as big as a house, but I mean, that truck, it just sat and sat and sat, and I saw it, went in, grabbed it, and then there's probably some dude that was kind of thinking about like toying with it, like maybe I should, like that inspector guy. Maybe I
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then,
Marshall's
like
head.
Ron, I just swoop in and grab it, like, yeah, I want it. Let's work a deal.
It was on and off, and then it came back on. I hit it 3 hours after it came back on. Put the bid in, and I had my realtor here, and it's like, what do you think? And so I put the bid in. And I said, well, I want the washer, the dryer, I want this and that and that. And she goes, not totally unreasonable. I'm like, they probably won't take it. Next morning, she texts me, guess what? They accepted. I'm like, get the hell out.
Nice.
Hey, did anybody see what Marshall wrote in the chat?
Yep. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just saying
yeah,
that.
so-
Yeah.
Crime scene where
Is Marshall Batman?
Close to the whites on him and stole a
Batman.
car. SWAT team was there too.
Bill.
I just want enough money to walk into JD's house and be like, here, get out, leave everything. Just so I can have his stuff.
Hey, Ron, how you doing? Toy Man Bar and Grill.
Oh, yeah, Ron. Yeah.
Oh, the other on.
Paul can't keep the signs up long enough. It just puts them up, takes them down, puts them up, takes them
Well,
down.
yeah, print them on toilet paper. I mean, if
I gotta, yeah,
it's
tomorrow
cheap.
I gotta go put a second sign on because the house comes with a better property, so they want it.
But
Yeah, I already got one in front of the house, so what they want me to do is go put one down in front of the property too. So I gotta go put a second sign up tomorrow. And I think with something else, I gotta put another sign up too. I think he wanted. And Friday, he wants sign up at 45 Weir Crescent. Yeah. And one down at 54 Symphony. So I'll go get it. I'll take it down. I'll go around, put it right back up as a second sign. Yeah. So they give me 3 signs today, just one guy there. So
It was funny, Paul. I don't know why I just remember this. I was late teens, early 20s. A friend of mine, we used to work for an ambulance company, and we were just devious and mischievous after work. But we used to go out and steal realtor signs and put them in somebody else's yard.
oh yeah, I've had it happen. I know, and the one I hate the worst is Halloween. They'll do that, eh? Oh yeah.
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 We didn't realize where my one boss lived. We put one in his or 2 in his house.
I need to get a.
He came into work and he was just fit to be tied, and Apparently his phone was blowing up all day, and
Put an Apple tag on it.
it's
so you
like
can
I'd like to
track
catch the
them
son of a
everywhere.
bitch. You know,
Yeah.
Apple tag on them.
I was up on Sparta Line there. They agent called me up. She said, that sign you put up, he says it's broken. It's laying on the ground. I said, what? How the heck did that happen? That's one of my new posts, right?
You damn
Right.
kids.
And I'm sitting, what the hell? So I get down there, I'm standing there looking at the picture, and there's 2 tire tracks on each side of the post.
oh,
Somebody hit
ran
it with a
over.
vehicle.
It is back there. It is back there.
So Ron, the gas company told me they were gonna give me a protection for stray dogs. You know what
Yeah.
they were gonna give me? An umbrella.
you're kidding.
So
Oh,
I
you
asked the
gotta
guy,
see.
I said, well, can I bring my own protection? He said, you can do whatever. He goes, we just don't provide it. So I got some gel pepper spray and this one right here.
Yeah, pepper spray will
I
do it.
said, if a dog runs up on me, that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I don't know what it is. If they sell it down in Florida, I'm sure that maybe they sell it for. You got bears down in the Everglades, but I'll tell you what, it's the best $65 I ever spent. Saved my ass. That black
Yes.
bear charged me a couple years ago.
Yeah.
She didn't like it.
You
Is it
can see,
100% no, but when you think of animals that got really, one of their big main features is smell, and their noses are very sensitive, and
It looks level to me.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm surprised they didn't do the up sensors like on the Air 2S on that thing.
These sensors are way cooler.
Well, yeah, they got that. Yeah, we saw that when Rodney Bell crashes. I mean,
Well, I'm not saying
Dennis
they work-
Lovelady.
I'm not saying they work better. I've seen plenty of crash videos of this thing, and enough to know that. Yeah, I don't trust it, but it's like.
Well, my thing is I'm wondering if those sensors are seeing too far out. And that's what's because they're 200 meters versus the old ones were only 20 meters. That's a
I've
big
read-
jump.
Yeah.
I read the problem with the sensors is there's like there's a blind spot like up here. So like these can see 160 degrees or something. And then you have 2 looking up on the back. And then you have
Did they put side ones
bug
on?
eyes in the corner too. In the back corner you have like see back here you have.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I see.
But the problem is up here
Top,
above
right
the
above.
drone is like there's a blind spot here somewhere. So like in the crashes I've seen, the drone it kind of like it pops up to avoid
Yeah.
something, and it pops into something,
Yeah.
and some of the it just doesn't see shit. That's all, and it hits it. It's like now that could be firmware too, though. I mean, that could just be that it's not fine tuned enough yet.
Yeah.
But all this work in progress stuff all adds up to just
Well, Chuck, sounds like you're not the only one that's been experiencing all the similar problems that you
Yeah.
have with the.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not alone. I've read a lot of stuff on it. I didn't want to believe it, right? I mean, I was like, okay, they released the new firmware in late December. I was like, okay, I guess it's about time. I'll grab one.
Have you been to the DJI forum on Mavic 3?
Yeah,
I tell you,
it's-
that's the best place to
I've
complain
been
because they
hunting
really
around.
do
There's a
watch
person-
that.
Yeah, and there was a
DJI
person.
has a whole team that watches that forum.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a team of people at DJI to watch that forum, eh?
yeah. Go in there and start railing, Jeff,
No,
on the
I
DJI forum.
It's just I don't know. I just don't want to go through. I don't want to deal with another huge expenditure with a huge expenditure because I have to fix it on my own later, and I don't want to put a new one of these on the front. So,
Yeah.
just don't wanna.
Well, it's like when Dennis Loveladies went in that tree, it was like the sensors were overloaded. It didn't know what the hell to do.
But he was just sitting there hovering it, and
the first time
Playing
I
it.
flew this thing, and people are like, "Oh, just keep flying it." Like it's not gonna. I don't think it doesn't learn. I don't think it has true AI where it learns. Anyway, the first time I flew it, I'd yaw and it would go like, "Rrrr," and I'd yaw at the other like, "Rrrr." It was like it was intoxicated or something. I was like, "What the hell is it doing?" I bring it down and I calibrate the IMU again and bring it back outside and does the same shit again. And I'm like, what the hell is it doing? There's like nothing up there. And like Justin pointed out, it can see, apparently the sensors have pretty good range. You can see pretty far away. So, well, shit, maybe it's just in front of my house. Maybe it sees my house and it's freaking out, even though it's like, 50 feet away. Maybe it's freaking out. So I turned off the sensors to, I had it set in bypass, because it'll go around stuff with
Yeah.
bypass. And then there's stops or whatever, halt, where it was like, put it in halt. And then it flew fine. So, and then I started looking at the footage. I'm looking at I'm looking at the horizon and I see it like that. I'm like, oh, come on now. Really? That's 2 strikes. Come on.
Yeah, I got to break out the what is that, the what's that program with DJI where you
Assist.
calibrate your sensors?
Assist 2.
Assist 2, yeah.
There's a new version of Assist 2. It's kind of, man, that's another thing. They label their software kind of poor. But I found the one for Mavic 3 and downloaded it, and I don't see where you can do anything to calibrate your sensors with it.
Yeah, as I'm getting a message right now that tells me my vision sensors something's wrong with them.
I guess try cleaning them first, though, if they got a little bit of
Yeah.
slime on them.
So, Chuck, when did you do the last update?
Saturday.
Okay, new one just came out today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It didn't tell
I'm
me.
wondering if
unless
they
it just-
partnered. Hey Chuck, I'm wondering if they partnered with Hubson on the camera.
I said somewhere, I said, is this a FEMI or is it a DJI? Really? The firmware rolled today?
Yeah. well,
Well, here, I'll show you to you. I'll share screen.
Because it didn't prompt me at lunchtime. Maybe it wasn't.
Okay, it says here, date overview, 0119. It says new GI. Oh, sorry, Air2S. My mistake.
2S. firmware.
Okay.
You
my
got 'em all
mistake. Sorry.
excited.
Well, that
My
explains
mistake.
why explains why I didn't see it, but because
Okay.
there is firmware that's supposed to roll out very soon, and I was hoping.
I clicked on. Oh,
I would
yeah.
absolutely try that. I mean, if
Yeah.
these guys tell me, Chuck, we hear what you're saying. New firmware's coming. We're not gonna screw you if you wait for the new firmware. Ride it out. Okay, because it's not like this is the only drone I have to fly. I mean, the 3 is cool and all, but we just discussed how the 2s do a great job anyway, and the Mini 2 is freaking awesome. It's like small and stealthy, and yeah, the camera's not as great as the Mavic 2 Pro, not even close.
But it's
man,
still acceptable.
it's workable. Yeah.
I'm wondering if DJI bit off too much that they could chew when they were trying to come out with the Mini 2, the Air 2, the Air 2S. I'm sure they were working on the Mavic 3 a year and a half ago. I'm sure it's not something they came up with in 2 or 3 months.
I'm not sure why they pushed it out like they did. I don't get it. Because
That's why I said their last 4 or 5 drone releases, from the Mini SE, Mini 1, Mini 2 to the Air 2, the Air 2S, all 5 of those drones did really well.
yeah, and the 3, we've had the 2 for 2.5 years, right? No, 18, 19, 20, 19, 20. Holy sugar, 3 years.
As it said here, there are
Um,
updates for the Air 2S and the Mavic Air today. Not much on the release notes, but fix some bugs. But the Mavic 3 will be in the next few days or hopefully today. And this is the second officer at DJI that put that out. So,
Oh, he says today or the next day, huh?
I'm more than happy to give it a whirl, of course.
well, I'm just saying, I'm just going through the DJI Mavic
There are-
3 forum.
There is one thing that has nothing to do with the aircraft that's kind of annoying, and it's on the RC Pro, and I think it would be true on your phone too. There's no built-in LUT, so when you're flying and you're filming in D-Log, you have that flat profile.
Yeah.
Like my face on the screen is crazy blown out. Anyway, there's a LUT like on the smart controller for the Mavic 2 Pro that makes it all colored and you have depth and everything. You can see where the heck you're flying. They don't have that on the RC Pro yet, at least. So I can't believe it's not the same LUT that they use for the Mavic 2 Pro series. Why can't they just use it on the Mavic 3, like
Yeah.
on the RC Pro? So maybe that'll
Yeah.
come out too as a firmware improvement, because you
Well,
need
somebody,
that.
yeah, somebody here was saying they got the same problems you did. It seemed to correct itself somewhat when tilting the camera down a bit versus looking straight at the
Yeah,
horizon.
that's the guy I asked for. That's the one. Ground Seeker. What was the name of that?
Cloudwalker.
Cloudwalker. That's it. I had it completely backwards.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wrote to them. You see, I wrote to them today. You can see. I wrote.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But there's something about in D-Log versus normal. Yeah.
And I've been flying in D-Log because that's just what I do.
Yeah.
I didn't try it in normal, but see if it works in. But that's interesting. I did see that. I didn't test that. I probably should. But if it works in normal but not D-Log, then it's not the gimbal. It is the firmware. If that's really true, I just don't believe them. That's all. I don't believe them. I think it's
Well,
all
most people
asleep.
are going to buy the 3 aren't even going to use it to its full potential. Most people don't even know how to do D-Log. That's not the easiest thing to do.
To me, if I didn't use it in D-Log, there's no point for me to even own the thing. Yeah, I agree. It's
Oh,
it's,
I wonder who Chuck 1026 is.
gee, I wonder who that is.
But it's like, take Ray Kelly for example, and there's nothing, I don't have nothing against Ray.
Me,
But
either.
he
I
has
love
a
Ray. He's
Mavic
super
3.
nice guy, but I mean, I honestly don't think
He-
he's flying.
He'll
it.
never use half of the features in that drone because he's not a techie person to
But
begin
he
with.
won
So,
it. He won the
Right.
drone.
Yeah.
That's
But
but
what's
there's going to be a
awesome.
lot of people that go out and buy that drone that have the money but aren't real techie and aren't real big
Ray
into
likes to
editing.
fly like Ray flies for fun, and that's cool.
Right.
Man. I mean, like the fly for fun is cool. Me, I'm kind of more of a a wannabe purist, right? So I want to like make really really good cinematic stuff. I want to be like Hollywood. That's my goal. And then this thing, I'm getting better at being a pilot, so this just helps me get a little further along. And well, it's supposed to.
Like a
All
lot
my
of
footage is gonna be like Rocco's Modern Life's house. I don't know if that's gonna help me.
like a lot of people are saying, Chuck, with what you're paying for that machine, a lot
It
of
should be
issues.
right. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I've basically almost zero tolerance for
Yeah.
it not being
That's-
at least the core functionality. Like the gimbal should be level right now. I shouldn't be fighting this. That should be okay. To add the features over time, DJI's been known to do that before, and they brought in a few of them that they promised. But yeah, the thing should fly
Now,
right.
Chuck, have you noticed, because I heard people say that like the gimbal like setup, the way the gimbal's built is a lot more fragile than a lot of the other cameras, like the Air 2 or the Air 2S, like the way it's, because there's been quite a few
It
people I know
looks-
that have bumped that thing and it completely jacked the camera up.
Well, it's very similar to the Mavic 2 design. The way it is the yoke, so you can see the yoke and everything.
Yeah.
It's there's nothing really. And see it mounts up top, very much like a Mavic 2, but there's a lot of camera here. I mean, this
Right.
is a shit ton
Problem
of
with
camera.
DJI, I think anymore is they're just the only ones that are really giving them any small competition is Autel. I still fall back on customer service. They don't give a shit about that anymore because like what we're the 800-pound gorilla in the room. I always tell this quick story about the best customer service I ever got in my life ever, and I'll never have this topped. I bought a pair of Leica cameras, and their optics are just phenomenal. But I bought a pair of Leica range finding binoculars about 10 years ago. And about 2 years ago, they started to fail me. And my guide buddies said, hey, here's what you do. Contact them. They'll send you a repair form. You write down what's wrong. You send it in. They will contact you and say, hey, it's under warranty. It isn't this or this, how much take to fix. I did all the above, sent them in, didn't hear anything and I did this in January. I'm like, I don't really need them in January. And I finally, after a month, I called them, and this one lady in particular answered and said, oh yeah, we did get yours a week or so ago. Well, how about, reply? And she said, well, what binoculars were they and what model? And I told her. She goes, oh, I'm like, what's that mean? Well,
Sounds like they knew.
we've had a lot of problem with those. And she said, we have customers waiting up to year plus to get them back because we send them out to Germany for repair. They'll come back to us. If we're not satisfied, we'll send them back. And I said, well, if that's the case, I said, here's the deal. I am a hunting guide. Can't afford this. Probably the biggest tools are my range finding binoculars and my GPS and my gun. I said, tell me what I need to do to upgrade or even get a replacement or something equal to, but I can't wait a year. I need these back in a couple months. She said, well, I'll send you information. Phone call number 2 about a week later. Same lady. And I said, hey, I'm reminding you, I'm a hunting guide. Oh, I understand. She's very nice, very sympathetic, very nice. I understand. But this went through about 4 or 5 phone calls till I got pissed off. Called one day, a different lady for a change answered, and I asked for a supervisor. And the woman, remember the poor woman, I felt bad for her, but because I was mad, she was, well, sir, what's the problem? I said, are you a supervisor? She said, no. I said, then I don't want to talk to you because I'm not going through the story
Yeah, I got up
twice.
the ladder. Yeah.
So she gives me a supervisor, and I tell the woman, here's my story. And this has been going on since January. We're now into April. And I'm into turkey season. I really don't need them. I can go get along with an old set of binoculars. But I tell her my story, and her exact words were, are you kidding me? I'm like, ma'am, I'm not making this up. She said, do me a favor. Please stay on hold. I'm going to review your case. She goes, when you call in, there are notes put in under your file. She goes, I'll be right back with you. So I'm like into 8-10 minutes, and I'm starting to get angry. All of a sudden, she comes on the phone and she said, sir, we do not treat customers like this. Tomorrow morning, you will have a brand new set of binoculars on your doorstep, and it's not what you sent us either. I ain't kidding you guys. The next morning at 10 a.m., doorbell rings, it's UPS. From New Jersey to South Dakota was a brand new set of binoculars. I went from a mid-grade $1,800 pair to a $3,400 pair.
Nice.
And also inside the box was a $200 gift certificate to buy whatever it is I wanted.
Oh,
10 minutes later, I get a phone call from the same supervisor.
Making sure
It
you got
says,
'em.
we want to know if your faith has been restored in Leica. Because I told her, I said, I've got 12 other guides that work with me, all have the same binoculars. And they sent me that new pair of binoculars, and holy smokes. Whew.
Pretty nice. Well, now they were
Oh.
hoping they get 11 more orders after you got one
Yeah.
free pair.
Well, yeah, but that's
it's
what
like
I'm
drug
saying.
dealer tactics. First one's free, the next 11.
Yeah.
I'm
But
just
that's,
kidding.
I mean,
No, that
I've
was
never,
good. That is good customer service. That's
you'll never see that again. I'll never see that again.
yeah, but you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
You just shared it, and that's the other thing that most people don't do, Ron. Most people, like, if they get pissed off, they'll tell like 10 people. If they're happy like you are, you'll tell one person. Like, and I like to be like you. Like once this is resolved, and this will get resolved, then
Well,
let's
I'm happy to make
Chuck,
it
you could
involved.
always turn around and mail that drone to JD. He'll fly it for you and let you know what he thinks.
If you whack, oh,
Yeah.
test it in every damn wall at the
Test
park.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it does have refresh on it, but no. That was another thing. The dealer that I bought it from down in Florida, they told me that I asked him, I said, so when I send this back, I already put refresh on it. He said, oh, that's no problem. We can transfer the refresh for you.
Now, let me ask you guys this, going back to talking about how companies releasing drones. Was anybody really excited about the new Skydio release? Because I think Skydio is just kind of like,
They're milking it.
they don't
Put
seem
two
to
in.
really care.
They put 2 pop-up antennas on it, and yay. Whoopee.
Yeah, same camera, everything.
Yep.
It was an opportunity to kind of
Well, they
come out like
did.
a Skydio, 2 plus or something.
It
That's-
seems
Well,
like they've given
antennas-
up.
They've.
They're
I
enterprise.
think
They've gone
Skydio
enterprise.
has a big enough contract with the U.S. military.
Yeah,
Yep.
their
Well, that's what I'm
their
saying.
enterprise drone is really impressive. That thing is cool.
I think their consumer market is, we want to keep it going, but if it don't,
Yeah, they won't lose.
But they're
sleep
not
over it if it
trying, though,
drops.
I don't think. I think
It's
they're just
too
doing it.
bad. It's really too bad because the Skydio 2 is really the answer. If you have an action camera and then you want to fly aerial stuff too, that's the answer. So if they just
it does
improve the
do some
camera-
pretty cool stuff. And again, it's
Some really
all
cool
about what is it that like,
As a creator,
with
what do you
FPV.
need? Yeah.
and Paul, I think I heard you saying earlier this morning, they're great, but every camera I've seen on an FPV drone has not satisfied me. Now the maneuvers they can do, freaking phenomenal.
Yep.
But it does
Yeah,
not
yeah,
have the camera quality. You
Yep.
can't put a camera on there that I would be happy with.
the DJI FPV is no exception to that. It's
Yeah.
kind of, I'm okay with it. I put free wall filters on. I'm okay with it, but it's certainly not. It's not like the Mavic 2. You know,
Mhm.
I'd be afraid Ron would lose a Skydio. You know, the minute he locks onto a deer and that thing gets spooked and runs 5 miles away.
Yeah, I'll hook that
Oh, he put the pendant on it or whatever it is.
Yeah. strap it on the deer and
Put it on the
slap
deer
yeah,
and just have the drone chase it.
yeah, slap the deer in the ass and watch him go and see if that thing will follow.
That'd be a great.
Hey, speaking of deer, is your herd there? Did you see your herd?
Well, there's footy prints.
Oh crap!
Let me go check.
Don't I? Ooh,
I just got
I
home.
gotta,
Jake the
gotta run
corn.
ski.
Right back.
I gotta run. Well, guys, it's been fun. I'm sorry I gotta complain and go, but I
That's okay, Chuck.
bitch and run. Gotta
You
bitch and run.
you unloaded. That's fine. That's what we're here for.
You're like drone therapy, but they're tomorrow night. Oh no, they're tonight. Later tonight.
Yeah, later on tonight.
Yeah, I might be on that too. Never know.
There
But
you go.
but right now I gotta go.
So this was your test flight right now.
Well, let's hope that's less rocky later on.
Okay, Chuck, take care, my friend.
We'll sort this thing out. You guys will get all the gory details, but I think it's gonna work out fine in the end. But yeah, it's a little bumpy for now.
I just reading all the stuff on the Mavic 3. Yeah.
This is bumpy. Well, wonder if they'll drop the price.
Or maybe they'll drop the product.
Ooh.
Gotta put that on the no support list tomorrow.
Well, I could still send mine back, so they better do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold off too long, Chuck.
What's that? Getting rid of it?
Returning it. You know, they're liable to say, oh, well, you know.
Did you buy it from Drone Nerds?
Yeah.
You did? Yeah, because you said Florida. I know that they're a pretty good company. Everybody seems
They've
to.
been very cool to me so far, and I
Yeah.
don't expect that to change. I don't want to name names, but yeah, that's where it came from, and the deal was hard to pass up.
Well, like I said, they're a good company. If I buy the Inspire One like I want to, that's who I'm going to get it from.
Well, I told the guy on the phone, guy I talked to, I told him, I said, hey, you know, I used to buy from Carolina Drones from Frank Foray, and he was like really awesome, and they ended up going out of business. So
I was going to ask, did he go out of business?
Yes.
sadly, he did.
What happened?
I don't know.
He got a big contract with the state down there. He flies for the highway department all over the state. And
Really?
he turned the business over to his wife.
Oh,
and
Vicky.
it got to be too much, I think.
Vicky
Wow.
couldn't manage it. So, well, anyway, they were great. So I told the guy that, I said, look, I expect from what I've read and heard about you guys seem to be like the next Carolina Drones for me, because I was a customer for life for those guys. And I said,
Right.
unfortunately, I said, I'm starting off with a rocky start with you guys. I mean, the very first thing I buy seems to have issues, and you know, I've had a whole bunch of DJI products, and this is the first one that's really given me heaps of trouble.
Well, this is a thing though you got to look at too. It's not Drone Nerds really their fault. That's more of a
it's
DJI.
not their fault, and they
Yeah.
asked me to do. I told them, I said, look, I don't want to send this back, but I want to do some more testing on it, and I told the guy what my action plan was, and that's what I did today. And
It wasn't a refurbished drone, was it?
No, it's brand new.
Yeah. See, if it was a refurbished drone and you had these issues, then I would be pissed at them. But I couldn't be mad at them if it was straight out the box, you know,
No,
from
it was
DJI.
straight out of the box, brand new. Broke the seals on it and everything myself. So they were really cool about it. They said, yes. They said we need as much detail, get pictures, whatever you can get for us, because we have to go back to DJI. And I said, yeah. And I feel bad for you because I've dealt with them before, and you guys must have more power than I do because they treat me like crap. So
Yeah, they probably got
And I
a lot
told
more
them-
weight.
yeah, and I told him about the Mavic 2 Pro camera deal, and I said, look, I just don't want to. I'm not going to go through it with $1,000 camera like I did on a $500 camera. I'm not. That was my fault. You know, fool me once, shame on me, kind of thing. But or fool
I
me
gotta
once,
admit,
shame on you.
Guys, I'll tell you what,
But yeah,
and I haven't bought a drone in a while, and I'll buy again. I'll tell you what, Drone Works up in New York, and part of it was because I'm in the label of a first responder, and Zach, as soon as he heard that and knew that, boom, boy, I tell you what, he took care of not once but twice. He got me my Mavic 2 like instantaneously when there were other people in front of me. And then when my Autel crashed due to a malfunction, he went to Autel and fought for me and
Yeah.
got me the replacement.
See how
Zach-
the story goes.
Zach's a pretty good dude.
Well, these companies like, DroneWorks, Drone Nerds, they have to have that customer service when they're selling that expensive of drones to either companies or to just private individuals. Like, if they want to stay in business and have a good reputation, they have to.
Yeah.
But but when they're buying millions of dollars of product every year from DJI, they have more weight to go back and
Right,
say,
they're gonna get
what the fuck are you
'cause-
doing?
Right,
Right.
they're gonna exactly. But but as a customer, I don't want to be a jerk either. I mean, I realize that this is a business, and I'm not trying to abuse the customer, whatever you want to call it, customer owner relationship or anything. There's clearly an issue, and I wanted to prove it first. I told them, I said, I don't just want to send this thing back like it's crap. I want to go through a little more testing and stuff. And they said, well, you could manually adjust the gimbal. And I said, yeah, I could manually adjust the gimbal, but
Why should you
I
shouldn't have to?
do that. It should be the automatic calibration should work, and if it doesn't, then the root cause is the gimbal won't calibrate on its own, and that's a problem. I mean, this is an expensive camera, and it should do all that for me. And he's like, yeah, I can't
Right.
argue with you there. And I said, oh, just 'cause yeah.
Well, at least it sounds like they're trying for you, so that's good.
It'll be all right. I imagine I'll have some really good things to say about them in the end, because I'm not concerned that they're not going to follow through, and we'll figure it out. But I won't have to push. I think they're going to be pretty good about the whole thing.
Because I've never heard nothing bad about them. I've always heard nothing but good things about that company.
I read piles and piles of reviews before I decided to use them, because I'd never heard of them, and it was all good stuff. And it was not just their website. It's just good stuff. When you just Google
When you guys
it.
talk to DJI, do you go any further than the initial tech support /
I did once.
Yeah, I did once too, and I went up the chain. I would not
Me
stop
too.
that day.
Me too.
I lied a little bit. I had 2 months. I told them it was 2 weeks. But my first Phantom 4 Pro, the GPS went out of it. It just went haywire. And I said, I'm on my way to Hawaii in 2 weeks to film a wedding. And I said, this bride is counting on me being there with that drone. And you're telling me that you can't do this in this amount of time. And man, I just shamed the shit out of them. And the last thing I said to this lady was, I said, you know what, as a customer, I am truly, truly disappointed, but what can I do? And I said, have a good day. And I hung up.
They called you
2
back.
hours later, I get an email that said that they had up my
Yeah, the
case.
yeah.
And half hour
Prioritize
later,
this.
it went to this, and next thing you know, by the end of the day, it had an email that said overnight, because they told me they had no new drones to send out. The end of the day,
Found
I
one.
got a tracking number.
Imagine that. I found
The
one.
next morning, I
Hey,
had
wait,
a
we have
brand
one in the
spanking.
trash can out back. We were going to scrap it. Wait, we can make that work for Ron. I'm kidding. That's not what happened. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But
I'm kidding.
I really threw the sob story about the bride in Hawaii, and
No, that works.
it worked.
Whatever works.
They're probably listening to me like, "Oh, we remember you, you lying bastard."
Blacklisted now.
Yeah.
Ron Lockwood, blacklist.
Yep, out of here.
Kovac, blacklist. Who's next? Who's next?
JD, you're up.
Yeah.
All right, dudes.
Okay,
so
Chuck, you have a
I'll
good
catch
evening.
You guys later. Everybody in the chat, I've been so rude to not talk to, so shame on me because I buried the chat with my camera settings. I'm all blown out. Anyway, everybody have a good night. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, chat.
Thanks
See ya,
for having
Chuck.
me.
Have a
See ya,
good one.
Chuck.
Bye.
Great.
Yep.
Bye.
Cool.
JD,
Oh,
you
yeah.
stay out of this. I've heard enough out of you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's keeps butting in on everybody's conversation.
JD's like a sponge. He just takes it all in, Just,
Right.
Yeah.
Busting on you, dude.
Well, with that shirt on, JD, you could be known as the brawny man. Remember the brawny, the,
Oh, yeah, the
the-
paper towel
the
dude.
paper towel that just sucked it all in and just.
What a disappointment, Paul, coming home. I saw one deer and it was dead.
Really?
No
No eagles,
eagles,
no eagles or anything, or?
nothing, not a thing.
Wow.
Yeah. No, very disappointed.
Just
It's just
wasn't
weird,
meant to be.
3 weeks ago, I come home that one day, 14 on the way home.
14
Yeah.
eagles, all.
It
eagles.
wasn't until I hit the Wyoming line, and then from there, it's only an hour drive home.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
the-
guys, I'm gonna jump out too because I'm tired. I'm gonna let you.
Okay, all right.
You're in the working class now there, Justin.
Yeah, Justin's.
It's just a lot of driving every day. Like probably 80% of my job is just driving.
Really?
And then it's getting out and doing the same thing, pulling the meter out, scanning, put it back in the back of the truck, drive to the next location.
Yeah.
So the other day I had to drive 2.5 hours to check 3 meters and then drive 2.5 hours back.
Wow.
Which
Spent
one?
spent almost
see
my
that.
whole day just driving.
Mm.
All
We'll
right,
see you,
I'll
dude.
see. I'll see
All
y'all
right, see you,
later.
Justin.
Okay, Justin, take care.
China
Hey,
one,
there's
Hey,
Ron.
Ron.
41.
Ron.
Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Ron?
31.
Oh, I'm doing good.
Yeah,
Uh,
your headset mic isn't working.
Cool. So
We
got
hear
that
you
one.
on your other mic.
One. Okay, cool. Okay. Let's try this out. Okay.
So JD, did you get any flying in or?
I went Monday and got some more river video.
How's that?
That's better.
There you go.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
So how are you doing, Ron?
I'm doing good. Fishy's doing a lot better.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Seems how she was in a lot of pain, and we raised some money so she can get that taken care of. And
Yeah, good. Good.
that came out on Monday, so she's doing a lot better today. She's still a little swollen on the one side, but nevertheless, she's no longer in that excruciating pain anymore.
Yeah, she had a bad tooth infection. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a little tiny thing like that can put the
Yeah.
biggest
Take you
person
down.
or
Yeah.
whatever on the world.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
Yep. Think you're a tough guy and self-infected tooth or something. We'll see
Yeah.
how tough you are.
I don't even like toothaches either. So
Yeah.
nobody does, because that's a pain that you don't want to have in your mouth, because it don't, not just affects here, but it's your head, everything. It's just like you just,
Oh, yeah.
you're like a wounded bear and very angry.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Nobody wants to mess with you.
no, that's when you tell everybody, you just leave me alone. Don't even come near me. Don't even touch me. Don't say nothing to me. Just leave me be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
The infection causes other problems too, you know.
well, yeah, don't forget your teeth are hooked up to your heart. So if the infection never gets into your bloodstream,
Yep.
Yep.
you know, game over.
Yep. Endocarditis. Phew.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, pericarditis, and yep. Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna-
Well, she felt relieved. You know, as soon as it came out, all that pressure was gone. She just thought, oh, thank God, it's over with. You know, so she's all good. She ended up with 2 stitches, so they stitched it closed. So,
Ron, I forgot. Where are you from again?
Canada.
Okay. You're one of the Canadians. I've given up on trying to come back up or try and get up there for my bear hunt. It ain't gonna happen.
Oh,
Yeah. I ain't giving another deposit. I know that, but
mhm.
37.
Are they still doing the border closing
Yeah.
stuff or?
Border's still closed. Yep.
They're
Well, they
closed
had it open,
again.
Now it's closed again.
Well, it isn't for truck drivers. It's closed. It's closed for casual. You can't just cross the border, go to dinner, or And if you go over there like to vacation or whatever, you have to 14-day, once you get there, you have to 14 days, you have to isolate. And then when you come back on our side, you have to 14-day isolate too.
Oh, that would get me out of a job.
Is that
Yeah.
even with the vaccine or
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that's a little bit?
Oh,
crazy.
yeah. You can, us Canadians can have all the shots. Go over there, right? Come back and pay, and we have to have a proof of a negative test even before we attempt to cross the border.
Yep.
Again, in order to get back in. It's like $300. Like, and that's, the idiot that's in Ottawa who put that in place.
You know, the worst I've seen in the States here so far is Hawaii. And I haven't been there since COVID, but
Right.
Alaska, when I went a year and a half ago, and I'm due to go this August. And when we get off the plane, State Department was there, State Health Department was there, and you went there, got your clearance before you went for your luggage.
Hmm.
Yep.
Hmm.
So, and it was amazing the amount of people that, you know, it was pretty easy system. Go on to the Alaska state portal, put your results in, and, you know, get your printout. When you walk up to the health department at the airport, here you go. 75%, at least 75% of the people said, "What? I was supposed to do what?" Yeah. And that line was so freaking long. And who was the last one to get off the plane? Yeah, yours truly. And it took me 20 seconds to go through once they approached me. I had all my paperwork, everything done. Yeah.
Hey, Ron, I found you your next mode of transportation.
Which Ron? Oh, hell yeah. I'm in.
Yeah, those are sweet.
The Jetson one.
I haven't seen this one yet, the video. The one I saw, they were in like a forest going through.
And they go through and they show how they tested them and started out. And then there's the end result right there.
Well, it's a good thing it's got a roll cage.
Yeah. There's the one. I think that's the video I saw.
Life on the edge, man. I'd do it.
It's like out of Star Wars,
That's
right?
exactly what I thought of when I was watching the video. But yeah,
Same thing going down that forest. I'm thinking, yeah, that's a scene out of Star Wars right
Yeah.
there.
It's called the Jetson one.
Yeah.
Paul Hodges, imagine how fast we could get to our deer stand with that.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Oh, just be.
it's got to feel cool that the way that would move.
You know, I think maybe more so me, because I said I've been into helicopters for 25 years. I would just, yeah.
Look at the drone following it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what's his name? Always does that skit every night on his show. Ken Herron. You know, would you ride it?
Yeah.
You know.
Wait till the military sees that thing. They'll be wanting to put 50 caliber machine guns on that thing.
Oh, yeah. Rocket launchers.
Laser beams.
Oh yeah.
There'd be a squadron with them with rocket launchers, machine guns.
Yeah.
Laser sighting. Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. This must be Paul Hodges sharing.
What do you got there, Paul?
You just
removed the
erased
hydro
power
lines.
Oh,
gone.
you removed the hydrolyte. Just one click?
Undo it, Paul. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Right, there
Yeah.
it
Do
is.
it. Look at that.
Just, yeah. Huh. Cool.
But it doesn't remove the poles.
I was just
does
gonna
it?
say the
No,
poles
no,
are
no
there, but
poles.
Then you
yeah,
go
man.
to your erase tool.
Yeah, you go to race tool and take out the pole if you wanted to. Yep.
JDS. It's first again.
Yes, is first.
Believe it or not.
Hello, JDS. What's going on? You flying Canuck?
Ron, you got to go to work tonight?
Yeah, I got to work tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, tonight, and tomorrow night, and then I'm off for the weekend.
All right.
Oh. Yeah.
What do you do, Ron?
I shunt trailers in the docks and stuff,
Okay.
but I will be going back on the road and crossing that US Canadian border again, because I am going back over the road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
I have two reasons. One, they're paying pretty good. Two, I have someone to see.
Yep.
Ah,
He's going to see Stella.
Yes. Go fish office.
Yep.
okay. I'm trying to remember. I know the name. I'm trying to remember if I ever met her. I don't think I personally met her. Well, online. Yep.
So how soon, Ron, what's your plan? You're selling your place, aren't you?
Yep. I have to get that sold first,
And you're going on the road.
and then I'm going on the road. I'm going to buy another place.
US or Canada?
Over here or over there?
On both sides.
Oh,
I already looked at the price of houses in one state, and I'm thinking, is that all that you want for that? Really?
Yeah.
And the property
Yeah.
taxes are how much? That's it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna strategically buy a house over there where when I go by with my truck, I don't have to worry about sleeping in a truck stop. I just go to my other place,
Yeah.
All right.
you know?
Can I ask a question without anybody getting angry?
No,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Again,
Yeah,
it's
go
a
ahead.
question.
ooh.
All right, Ron, Paul Hodges.
21.
Canadian, you're not Canadian, are you?
No.
Okay. In the past year, in visiting like Rogers Channel, good majority of
21 inch quarters.
Canadians. Paul, you, Ron, you, everything I've heard as far as pricing what you pay for gas, how strict, again, going back to the COVID thing, how
Right.
tight they are with you with pricing on real estate, coming from Paul Hodges. Everything about Canada that I'm hearing is just, I have not heard good. What keeps you there? Tell me.
Well, for one thing, we do have free healthcare. Okay.
Okay,
That's one of the big tax things that they put on everybody.
Yeah.
But we're no different than you guys, See, I think the US are trying to be more like Canada, tax high to have more money for more social programs, if you want to call it.
right.
There's a lot of things involved. I don't know how, the healthcare is there or whatever, but that's one of the big things here is healthcare, right? So,
Well, the reason why the healthcare the way it is, we pay for it through our taxes, so it's not really free.
Yeah.
No.
But Paul, you
You know.
calculated in US dollars what a gallon of gas is, right?
Right.
what?
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
six something you said?
Well, right now, Canadian dollars, a Canadian gallon is $6.50 a gallon right now.
And the exchange rate right now is, where is it? Last time I looked at it, it's at 80 cents. So our dollar is only worth 80 cents US.
80% of
Wow.
what US is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
So-
another thing, and again, I'm not criticizing. I'm just trying to ask. I throw another thing in. I think Paul Hodges, you and I have had discussions on your gun laws.
Oh,
How,
yeah.
God, for you
Oh,
just
yeah.
to go to the gun range for the day.
Mhm.
I've been stopped by cops in multiple states here. I used the state of Nevada. I was going through the state of Nevada one time, and I was going through. There's a little town. I can't remember the name. It starts with an M. It takes you 30 seconds to drive through this town, but it's in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But this town is known for drugs. It's known for prostitution. It is not the mayor. I kid you not. The mayor runs around in a topless Willys Jeep with a 50 cal strap bolted to the back.
Mhm.
And I went through the town. It was 35. I was doing 45 or 50, and I got stopped by a cop. And one of the first questions he asked me was, "Sir, do you have any weapons in the car?" I looked at him and I said, "I just came through the, damn, I can't remember the name of the town. It starts with an M." I said, he stopped me about 5 miles outside of town. And I said, "I just drove through such and such. It's late at night. I'm in the middle of nowhere. What do you think?" And I left it open-ended to him. You know, it was a little bit sarcastic, but I left the question open-ended to him. But in other words, that said to him, yeah, this guy's carrying, you know, I'd like to see you try that up there.
Oh, yeah, tell a cop that? No.
Yeah. Now, there are certain, on this same token, there are certain states here in the US, you know, California, could I get away with that? No. Certain, you know, depending on whether you're a Democratic or Republican state, you know, whether you can or cannot get away with that. In Wyoming, you're a weirdo. You don't carry, what do you mean you don't carry a gun? What the hell's the matter with you?
Even
know?
grandma's toting, right?
Hell yeah. You know, again, guys, I hope you don't feel I'm criticizing or putting down or anything.
The
but
differences, yep.
I'm
Yeah.
asking, you know, what kept you there? I realize sometimes, you know, yeah, you grew up there, or your livelihood, or you're financially locked.
Probably-
or whatever.
Probably family more than anything, right?
Yep, family.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, like I was myself, I went over to British Columbia for 7 years, but I came back. It's crazy expensive. It's like being in Toronto, all, you know, good part of BC, right? It's just so freaking expensive now. Vancouver. I was actually over in Vancouver Island, but like I enjoyed my time out there, but you know, our family again was here, right? So now it was funny. I did go to Alberta for a short time, about 3 months. I didn't like it at all. But I don't know. The thing is that they don't hit you. Well, they got hit hard with taxes and everything else, but they don't hit you hard at once. They a little bit until it does get big, right? Now we're at that point, like, holy crap. Like, you know, like I'd like to know what we're paying for an actual gallon of fuel compared to taxes. Cause you know, they got tax on top of tax here right now.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, in the name of you know, climate change or what the hell is that tax now they got, Ron?
Oh, the carbon tax.
Carbon tax. Well,
Yeah.
see, I think it just went up. I think, see, we were paying $1.31 yesterday for fuel and went to $1.45. So just for an example, so that's 14 cents a liter times 4.5. Okay, so
Yeah.
so say 4 times 15. We went up 60 cents a gallon overnight.
Wow. You know, it's like, you know, Matt North, you know, he drives truck over there in Australia. You know, he makes some serious bucks. But on the same token, you know, his cost of living is through the freaking roof too. You know, I don't know what
Yeah.
his healthcare or anything like that is, but
Well, and you know, you can see what's happening with the real estate industry. I can only go back if I go back 2 years, houses are half that price.
I paid 117,000 for my condo. Right now, I had it appraised at 430,000.
Yeah.
So,
So 2 years.
so, and I've had this place for 15 years.
is your real estate going bonkers crazy like here in the US right now?
Oh, it's gone insane. You go to Toronto, it's like $1 million or two to buy a house.
Oh,
Or more, you know,
if you can
easily.
buy, I don't know if you can buy one in Toronto for under $1 million right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw
yeah.
that house that Paul Hodges showed there the other day. Like, are you
Half a
kidding me?
million, yeah.
400,000 for that
But
little
like-
hunting cabin?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just, I can't understand that. It's just, who's buying the stuff?
Basically, it's what it is. A lot of people from Toronto are coming down here in London because our real estate is a little bit cheaper, and it turns into a bidding war.
It does.
So it does, because you could ask, say, 340,000 for your house. Next thing you know, someone's offering 540,000 because there's a bidding war going on.
Yeah.
So you're gonna sit back and watch your place go up in value, and we're like, yeah, ching ching.
But, on the
You know.
same token, I just came from, and I kind of needed what happened to me to happen. I was renting for the last 5 years. I was paying $1,300 for rent. I had a nice place. I was living in a, I guess they call it a twin or a double. Or
Duplex.
Thank God I was lucky. I had all nice neighbors the last 5 years. But the previous there were 4 buildings on the on the street, technically 8 units. Of the 4 buildings, there were 3 owners. One guy owned 2 buildings, so he technically owned four units. But anyhow, I don't know, it was a real estate firm or somebody come in and said, "Hey, everybody, all the owners knew each other. They're like, we're talking about selling," and this real estate company, "Hey, we'll buy it for XYZ." And when my owner came to me, it was funny. He said to me, "I'm selling. Here's the price." And he made it real firm. "It's non-negotiable. Here's the price." And he said, here's the funny thing. He said to me, he goes, "If you don't want it, Ron," he said, "fine. I get 2 other buyers tomorrow morning." I'm like, I told him I needed to check into things. I went through things for a couple of weeks, and I realized, like, you know what? A, I don't think I can afford it. B, I'm not going to pay this for this house for what I'm getting. And then he got all pissed off when I called him and said, "I'm not going to buy it." He goes, "Now I got to go out and get a damn realtor." I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute. Last conversation, you told me if you don't want it, no big deal. I've got 2 other buyers." I think what happened is this real estate firm came in and said, "Hey, we'll offer you this for all these places, the same dollar amount for each place." But here's where it come back, I think is come back to bite them in the ass, is they raised the rent $350. In other words, the real estate company come in and they ended up buying all the places. They raised the rent $350 a month. And so now it's up to cost you $1,700 just to walk in the door.
Plus utilities, right?
Plus utilities. And people are like, one guy, matter of fact, the guy on the other side of the wall from me, retired Marine, super nice guy. He ended up, he wanted to stay there because of his kids and grandkids and whatnot. But he is the only person on the whole street that bought. The rest of the units are all rented out. But he said, "Ron, the whole street's empty. Nobody is coming in and wanting to pay $1,700 to walk in the door."
Yeah.
Your first month's rent and then your security deposit, which is equal to, nobody wants to do that.
All right, Paul, I got to drop out. I need to talk to Go Fish. He's
Okay, all right,
waiting
Ron.
for me.
Thanks
All
for
right.
stopping in, buddy.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
thanks for
yeah,
having me
Ron.
up.
Hey,
Yep,
Ron.
we'll catch everybody later. Ron, you take care of yourself.
Take care, Ron.
All right, later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
that's crazy. Oh, there's the house.
That's the
No,
400
no. This is a different one. Okay, but I just want to show you. There's all the power lines. It's got heavy.
Yeah.
It's got, okay, right there.
Yeah.
One click. Yeah, all gone.
Wow. They're
Yeah.
gonna be pissed at you, like, "Oh, you lying bastard! You didn't tell us about the power lines."
Hey, Paul, pull up that house that was sold for
Yeah,
400.
pull that up again, Paul.
Yep, not a problem. I gotta go pull up Google, go find out. I'll be a couple minutes here. I have to go to
That still is just mind blowing to me.
Okay. Okay,
Was it
so
Russell Glirum asked most important thing, how much for a lap dance in Cal?
That's pretty important.
okay,
Yeah.
5.
Priorities.
Okay.
There's something I haven't been to in a long time. There's the lack of a better word, gentleman's club, so to speak.
That-
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
click on this here in a second, but I want to show you the first screen. Okay, this is it here. Okay, 399,900. That's sold. Okay, because it doesn't show the price on the next one. But anyways, yeah, right there. That little frickin'
That's
shack.
a little house right there.
But
Now, where's the property line, Paul?
it's just in behind this tree line right here.
Okay. And then somewhere in between
How
the house
wide?
on the right and the house on the left.
Right here, beside this house. There's almost like a second driveway right here, right?
Right.
Yeah, right there. But you could almost put two houses on here,
Yeah. Still.
which maybe that's what they're planning on doing, tearing it
But
all down,
still,
putting two
And
houses on.
$400,000.
what's the measurements on the house again?
Just give me a second here. Okay, I'll just click out of it. Okay, so 95 by 115, 95
feet wide?
100-foot frontage, under a half an acre. Okay, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, gas space heater.
Holy shit.
Okay, here's the inside of it. It's
Gas
so freaking
space heater?
dated. There's a gas heater, so it don't even have a furnace in it.
Wow.
Okay. Where's the kitchen? Like, look how old this kitchen is.
Wow.
That's paneling up here. That's old, everything. They had to buy it for the property. Like, look at this. The floor's all messed up in here. And
Wow.
like, look at the bathroom is dated. The freaking shower thing is yellow. Like,
Shit.
look at the sink. It's just freaking, that's got to be a 1950s sink in there.
Hmm.
Same with the medicine cabinet. Look at it. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just, yeah.
That's like, I don't mind putting this out there, but I paid 250 or 248. They
Yeah.
asked for 279
Yeah.
and I put in 248 and they
Yeah.
accepted.
Yeah.
I'm 1.9 acres. So technically 2 acres of property.
Yeah.
I'm 13 something square feet. I got
Yeah.
3 bedroom, 2 bath, a separated garage, but it's 24 by 32. My garage is freaking huge.
Yeah.
I'm
But
a quarter mile from a Wyoming state park, where there's camping, boating, fishing, hunting, you name it. I mean, and again, this is where I'm talking about the differences, and again, I'm
Yeah.
not, please don't feel I'm putting down. But like
Yeah.
you said, Paul, location.
They say zoned R3 with development potential to several lots for semi-detached homes, townhouses, or build a 4-unit building. So there's what's going to happen right there. Somebody's bought that. They're going to put a building or townhouses or something in there.
Now,
Yeah.
let me ask this question, Paul, if I'm asking correctly. This is considered to be a residential area?
Yeah. Yeah. It's residential
Okay,
area.
can someone come in? Again, I don't know your Canadian laws. Can someone come in and put a commercial property on that
No.
property?
No. No, it's not zoned commercial. No.
Okay.
No.
Because now where I lived, it literally was a quarter mile away. There was a gigantic pasture. I mean, big. It was probably over
Yeah.
half a mile long.
Yeah.
And quarter acre was 125.
Yeah.
But it was listed as commercial land.
Yeah.
So
Just looking here. It's funny here. I put a sign up. I haven't really paid much attention to it, but this is a one in Elmer. This is more Mennonite country, but this one here, 499.9, so 500,000, half a million.
wow.
So yeah.
It's a single family, 1.5 stories, 3 bedroom.
It's got a bit of a backyard by the looks of it.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
I would even take this place for 100,000 more. Or that.
Yeah.
I'm really curious as to who and why they bought that. Again, forced air gas.
Yeah. I know damn well that's going to be a tear down.
What do you think? Still,
If you could put 2 houses there, or two semi-detached or whatever, they probably get 700,000 a piece for. So they buy a lot for 400,000. I don't know what it costs to build two semi-detaches, but they sell them for 700,000 each or 800,000. You know, that's $1.6 million for two of them, right? So I don't know.
I mean, do you think by someone buying that property, tearing that place down, that they're going to run a profit out of that?
No, somebody thinks so. Because you ain't gonna buy a shack like that for freaking $400,000.
But on the same token, can't you just go out and buy a bare piece of property for a hell of a lot less?
Oh, probably, yeah. Like, there's a little story going. I can tell you a little bit about it, but my uncle, he passed away about 5 or 6 years ago. He's got a place here in town. They're still putting heat in the house and water and taxes and everything else. He died about 5, 6 years ago. Still stuff in the house, and he used to be a small engine mechanic. So he's got the house and a piece of property next door. It's all like 1.5 lots or whatever, you know.
Right.
And we're just going like, why are you guys holding on to this thing? Well, they got to get around to get empty. There's a lot of scrap metal around there, and there's different stuff. And anyways, the people that own it got a farm, and they're just 724 type on the farm. But anyways, like I go over and check the furnace about every couple of weeks and make sure everything's good, top it up, and because it's an oil furnace. But anyways, just sitting there, you know, the freaking property that's worth $400,000 now. You're sitting there. It's the same deal. It's going to be almost a tear down. Actually, it's a little bit bigger and better house, I think, than that one on Fairview.
Yeah.
But the furnace is an oil burner with a wood stove attachment to the side of it.
Right.
That's how old it is. And there's no air ducts because all the heat just goes up through the center of the house. Great huge grate. That's about it.
Because you're in the business, and I'm sure you talk to a lot of folks.
Oh yeah.
What have you heard as far as where things are going to go in the next? I'm just throwing it out there, 1 to 5 years.
Well, I know they figure the houses are going to go up another 10% this year.
Really?
Yeah. They're
I thought
betting on
it's kind of on
10%.
the calm down a little bit.
Well, you know,
Is that what
honestly,
you're hearing now?
Ron, I thought this would have crashed a long time ago.
Really?
I honestly believe people are going to get in these freaking houses and just going to go, you know, and they can't afford to pay for them because, you know, because right now the mortgage rates, you can get them, you know, around 2% or less.
Yeah, I've got a little less than 2%.
So, you know, that's great if you got all that, but if it goes up 6 or 7%, where the heck are the people going to get the money to pay for these places? You know, I don't know. I just can't see it.
Yeah, I'm in a fixed rate, so mine will never, you know, unless I remortgage or
Yeah.
refinance, you know, mine won't change, but I am at a fixed.
Yeah. Same
No.
here.
The other thing I don't like, and I don't understand, is why. I just got a letter in the mail that I have been here since September. Before my first payment, the mortgage company that I interviewed with, you know, when I went to closing,
Yeah.
they said, you'll send your first payment here. And I got a letter in the mail before I had to send my first payment and said, nope, sorry, we sold your loan to this company. Now this
Oh,
company, I just got a letter in the mail today that said, we may be selling your loan again. Why I don't understand. Why are they doing this?
Yeah. I don't know either. That's a weird one because I deal directly with the bank, but I mortgage through the bank. And you know, and the thing is with everything that was going on, because about a year ago, you know, I was having a problem with money. She's not working now. And, you know, all this stuff. And, you know, the only thing I'm coming up to 65. Well, I am 65 now, but you know, I got old age security. I don't know what my income's going to be for sure. And, you know, mortgage is coming due and I'm just going, oh, what the hell am I going to do? Like, you know, are they going to accept me or what?
Right.
And I was about 3 months from my mortgage. I was getting letters from the bank as well. It's coming due. You know, we need to talk and, you know, you know. So the guy caught me one day on the phone. I just happened to be home. He says, you know, we need to get, you know, because you got a mortgage coming due in about 3 months. You know, your renewal. Said,
Right.
yeah, I know. I got to sit down and figure things out. Well, if you got a couple minutes, we can do it right here over the phone. Oh, what? Yep. So didn't ask me any financial stuff. Didn't ask me anything. Just a few other simple questions. Up, no problems. I have the paperwork sent to you. It's good to go. So your next payment will actually be a little bit less because, you know, they dropped it from 2.5 down to 2.1, I think it was. But, you know, I just went, they did my mortgage over the phone and didn't ask me for proof of income or nothing. I went, really?
Oh, God.
Well,
I went through
I
mine.
never
My
missed,
God,
you never missed a payment or nothing either, but you know,
Not me with a proctoscope and
yeah, one, yeah, well, you know, first, well, you know, the funny thing is tried going through a mortgage company when I first had a chance to grab this house. And this guy kept delaying me. So I don't know. There's something holding it up. I don't know what's going on. He says, oh, you know, and I said, well, it was about 3 months. I said, what's going on? We got to settle this house because this was my mom and dad's house.
right. I
But
remember,
mom
yeah.
passed away. We have to settle the estate. Either I walk away or I get this place. Well, this guy, I don't know what's holding it up. I'm not sure. And I said, well, find out, you know. So, this guy was just an idiot. So, anyways, Diane says, look, he says, I know the guy at the Scotiabank over in Tillsburg. He says, you know, he does all my stuff. I'll call him up, make a call. So he said, oh, great. We'd be glad to sign him on for a mortgage. So, anyways, made an appointment, went in there and took it, you know, what information I had with me. He said, oh, yeah, I don't see a problem here. So, anyways, next day he calls me back. He says, oh, I know what the problem is. What the holdup was because on the will, all 4 kids were an executor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I already owned a quarter of the house, but I couldn't get mortgage because the other kids were on the house. So, anyways, so that was the problem. But, see, there was money involved with mom and dad. There was a little bit of money left over, and it was we're all getting about $25,000 a piece. So, but I was going to use that as a down payment on the mortgage, okay,
Mm-hmm.
to start it off with. Well, anyways, but because of I forget how they did it now, but because my name was already on it, because you know, being an executor, I couldn't get a mortgage because I already had a mortgage on another place, or if you want to call it. So,
Right.
so what? But there was something they had to do, but they had to show that I'm no longer on it, and then, you know, but what I had to do is buy the kids out. Is what I ended up doing, right?
Oh, I understand.
There's 3 other siblings, but I ended up had to buy them all out, eh?
Mhm.
But it was just a matter of paper shuffle, right? Oh, like, you know, they all got the money, but I'm just saying we all, you know, after all is said was done, there's about 100,000. And so there's 4 kids. So we all got about $25,000 a piece. But see, that 25,000, I was just going to put it right into the down payment, right?
Right.
So, but they had to work around, but it was less than a day. The guy had to figure out, no problem, all done. I just went, really? The other guy took 3 months. This guy was, you know, like 3-4 hours had it figured out, and it's all good. Good to go. Come in, sign the paperwork.
Hmm.
So,
Did it all work out between you and your siblings? And
oh yeah, perfect. Nobody had any problem. Well, nobody wanted the place, right? So,
really?
so it was, and everybody agreed that, you know, like, my sister, both sisters live out of town. My brother's here in town, but he had his own place, you know, pretty well paid for and everything else. He didn't want it. He
Right.
just wanted the cash. Everybody wanted the cash, right?
Right.
So,
Okay.
so no, we all have sat down and had talk about me buying the house. No, everybody's fine with it. Yep.
Cool.
I think I'm gonna hop off here and get something to eat, guys.
Okay.
Okay,
Jay.
there, JD. Yeah, it's 7:00 getting up there. So,
Guys, take care.
Hey,
Okay,
JD,
man.
but
Don't talk so much.
you-
Yeah.
Don't
you
interrupt
rest-
too much next time you're in.
you rest your voice box now because you've been
Yeah.
That's right.
overdoing it. Yeah.
That's right.
yeah, but no, we're doing it today. Yeah.
There's a lot of
Okay,
stress on
JD.
it.
Thanks,
But-
my friend, and we'll see you again soon.
All
Good
right.
seeing you, buddy.
See ya.
Yeah, bye, JD. So anyways, I actually bought this house for 101,000, I think it was.
Okay.
So I'm down to under 60,000 left owing on it now. But
Wait,
What-
wait. Go back. You bought it for 101.
Yep.
You're 160 now.
who, me?
Yeah.
No, less than 60.
Oh,
Less
less
than
than six. I thought you said
60.
160.
No, less than 60,000. I'm under 60,000 right now.
Okay. Okay. Like,
Nope.
who? Okay. The math
No,
didn't
no,
add
no.
up there for a second.
No, yeah, no. Under 60,000. Yeah.
Okay.
No, so I'm actually in a really good place. Like right now, I'd probably get 300,000-400,000 for this place just walking away from it.
Really?
Wow.
Do
I got a full 2-story house here.
you have an emotional attachment, or I'm again?
Well-
I'm-
Yes and no. Dad bought this house when I was 8 years old.
really.
So he paid $8,500 for it.
You know, funny. I mentioned that last night. I came to work, and the day crew was out on a flight, and I went into the pilot area, and they have a big, gigantic computer and map and everything, and it's almost like Google or Google Maps, anyhow, I went back into my hometown.
Oh yeah.
in, Western Pennsylvania, and I don't know what the population is, small, but oh my God, I had a blast. I sat there by myself, nobody else in the building, for almost an hour.
Huh.
And I went through like Google Maps and traveled up the streets, went to my old high school. I went to my own house.
Oh
where
yeah.
I grew up, and I moved into that house when I was 6, I think. House is still standing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a blast. I was just, riding around with Google Maps. and
Oh,
just
yeah,
having
yeah.
a blast. Oh, I was having a hoot,
Uh,
But well, Paul Murray, I don't want to keep you. I know you guys are like 2 hours difference to me. I know,
Yeah,
Paul, you
know
get
what? It's
tired.
not bad. It's 7:00 and it's up to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody
I'm
just
good. It's
texted
only
me.
5 o'clock here. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh damn, it's still light out, half light
Well,
out.
Ron, you could be doing a song now. It's 5:00 somewhere.
Hold on. Another 1 minute. Let me see if my little trespassers, they weren't
Yeah,
there
your
last
little,
time.
your herd.
Let me see if
See
they're
if your
back.
herd's back.
Okay. Oh, my friends there, they go for coffee. Oh, Diane said, well, we got a snow skull watch going on here. But anyway, the friends are going for coffee. Oh, you going to see Bonnie tonight? You kind of wonder if I was coming out for coffee, but I said, not today. Just sitting home, kind of tired, just too lazy to go anywhere. I've been out in and out all day. I just don't feel like,
Right.
going back out again. I've been in and out, but about 3 times today because I went out and did school bus and I come back home. Then I went to London, did the signs, come back home. Then I went back, did the school bus, and got groceries. And I'm just going, no, I really don't want to go back out again. So I'm not going anywhere. Unless they come here or something for coffee. You got any critters out there? No.
No, I honestly think that when I'm here for several days, they're here every day.
Uh,
But when I leave for work, they're like, "Oh, screw that guy. He left." And the funny thing is, I drove down the street. I think the day before I left for work, and about a half a mile, not even a half a mile, quarter mile, they were up on this one person's. There were 2 of them, literally a foot from their front door, up on their porch. So I'm not the only one who feeds them. So it's like, oh, okay, Ron's house doesn't have any food. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
They know where to go.
oh yeah. There's
Hey.
Paul's house.
I'm screen sharing. This is my house, double lot, right here.
Hmm.
There's a picture of the house right there. It
Is
is,
it a serious profit, Paul
it is-
Murray?
yep, it is appraised at $185,000.
Really?
Yep. I got a 2-bedroom apartment upstairs. That's their entrance, and here is my entrance.
He got a garage and
Let's say you got that looks like to be a 2-car garage.
Yeah,
And you're
And a
only
fire hydrant open.
185?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful piece of property. Nice. Looks like a nice
yeah,
neighborhood.
and that schoolyard all behind there.
yeah,
Okay.
and you got a fire hydrant right in front of your house.
Yeah, I tell you, that's huge for your insurance.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Huge.
Yep,
Wow. And you're only at 185, Paul?
yep.
Now, is that, what's what I want to look for? Is that, good for your area? or
It's
your
about
well?
average. Under 200,000. You sometimes are 220,000, but they're not anywhere near what Paul.
Mhm.
It's like here's the house next door that just sold not too long ago, right there.
For how much?
149.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's got a pool and a jacuzzi in the backyard.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel, again, I'm trying to learn. Do you feel it's because of your area? Here you are in an area that has like brutal winters.
No, it's a population. The entire county is only 190,000 people, and Port
Really?
Huron has 31,000 people.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're only 40,000 people here, Paul.
Yeah.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
But here's-
Paul Hodges, how much property do you have at your place?
Oh, I think I got 85-foot frontage, I think.
85 acres? Really?
No, foot frontage.
Oh,
Yeah, let me see here. I don't know if I can. Okay. Oh. Okay, let me change to layers. Okay, cool. Okay.
Paul Murray, are you considered suburban or city?
We're city
Okay.
of Port Huron. Yep.
Okay.
Wow. It's like, yeah, again, that bidding war, like Maria S. wrote,
Maria.
said that
Yep.
trying to buying a house for 400 was outbid 700.
Oh yeah.
I kind of regret in a small way, in another way I don't. My realtor said, Ron, bid this, and I'm like, put 2,000 over, and they still took it. I'm like, oh shit, could I have still got it for the price that she mentioned? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I did.
Well, you're in the gold anyway, because you could sell that house tomorrow for more than what you paid for it.
I don't know.
I think so. Real estate doesn't go down.
Well, it depends on the market too, though.
Yeah.
It depends on the market.
That was a question Paul Hodges
In that area.
asked you.
Yeah.
Again, because you're in this stuff every day.
Yeah.
What have you heard? I got a thing in the mail from my real estate or my mortgage lender, and they actually appraised my house at higher than what I paid for 6 months ago. What are you hearing?
Well, I'll tell you, 6 years ago, I bought the house. I think it was 6 years ago now. But anyways, the insurance company had at that time was 265,000 on a replacement.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's in your favor. Big
Mhm.
time.
That was when I paid 101,000 for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
but they under a fire insurance and all that kind of stuff it was 265,000. That was just the house, that's not contents.
Okay. Interesting.
But I don't, well, and the thing here is I don't even have a full basement. I've only got, most of it's kind of a rock foundation.
Hey, Paul, Marie S. said that place she was looking at was in Forest, Ontario.
Oh, Forest, okay, okay. Good, okay, family trying to buy a house for 400, without bed, went for 700,000. Yeah, it don't surprise me. Like, but the thing is, I don't see what the reasoning is behind it. I just, well, there was a house, what the heck was in Toronto, went 865,000 over the asking
How
in
much?
Toronto, 865,000
Over the
over
asking
asking.
price.
Good God.
Curtis just said in there, he gets cold calls every week from realtors
Filters
wanting to know if he wants to sell.
to sell, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
waiting for,
but you ever don't fall for that. It's not a scam, but they say, oh, you know, you go on Facebook or advertisement, what's your house worth?
Yeah.
It's real estate agents. So we'll come in, oh, we can get, you know, they come in and put a value on your house. Oh, we can sell it for whatever. That's what it is. They're just trying to drum up business. They're trying to get you to move so
Yep.
they can get the business. And like, see, year before, it was anywhere from 6.5, 7% was what the agents were charging to sell your house. But now they're fighting for houses. You can get it for 4.5 easy,
yeah.
you know, because they're cutting each other's throat trying to get to work. And
I'm waiting for, when I initially put the bid in, when up until closing, damn near closing, they said you own XYZ. The day that, it was the day after closing. Yeah, the day after I closed. They're like, oh no, you own this third lot. I'm like, what? So I actually have a third lot. The day I moved in, my previous owners were still here. It was a little unnerving,
yeah,
but they were still here. But I talked to nice people, they really were. But one of the things he said to me is, Ron, you do know you own this lot over here. I'm like, what? Like, yeah. He goes, I personally bought that so nobody else would build there. I'm like, no kidding. So I'm in a position where I could actually sell
make some money, sell the lot. But
a lot and, you know, still be happy with the amount of property that I have,
Sure.
you know.
Is it a good sized lot?
It's I want to say about a quarter acre.
Well, hell, you could
If not more.
You could build yourself an efficiency home over there and probably pay for it with what there.
Yeah.
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 Well, my sister, well, see, she went, her house was built by the Mennonites, but she was the first one in that area to buy property. And they were talking about putting a side street down, but she bought the second lot in, and then she turned around and bought the first lot where the city street would be. And see, her lot goes 250 some odd feet deep. Okay. So there's going to be a city street down beside the one lot and then back in behind her. So then she bought both lots and built the house on one.
Mhm.
But the other one, she's going to keep it because you're going to end up with 3 lots. You know, like half for hers and two off the other because they're 250 feet deep. Well, you don't need 250 feet deep, you know, for a house up really. So, but anyways, but it never materialized. They never put a street down there and they never developed that area. They end up, well, she only lives in a town that was, you know, maybe 200 people or 300 people, but they end up putting a new subdivision way over, you know, basically across town from her, but which is about 4 or 5 streets over. They put a big subdivision in there, so it never happened. But she ended up she sold the lot next door, but
Wow.
what'd she say? She paid like $40,000 for each lot. It was like, I mean, she's got a lot there. I mean, holy mackerel, she's got a lot of land.
Do you feel, Paul Hodges, that, and again, I'm going back to what you said, do you feel it's, for the most part, you're always going to see real estate go up? I mean,
I'm
based on,
surprised that, I'm
I'm
surprised
going
they
by
didn't
your
have,
experience because you're in the line of work.
yeah, I don't see it going down, tell you the truth. Now, you asked me that a year ago, I would have said, well, the bubble's gonna burst any time now, but you know, they're talking another 10% this year. I'm going, really? Like, and but see where, you know, Toronto, you know how big Toronto is, okay?
Right, right.
And a lot of the money coming here is Toronto money. Okay. And they've said even the agents will tell you that. But you know, they got a piece of property in Toronto that's $1.5 million, you know, $1.5 million. Come down here and buy a house for 600,000 or 700,000. I'm seeing they still got almost $1 million in the bank, right? Because they're retiring. Because now they can work from home or whatever, right?
Right.
Or they may only have to go to work 1 day a week to Toronto, so it's not such a bad deal. It's 2 hours each way, right? But I don't know. I don't know where it's going. I really don't. I wish, but the thing is, we used to have well, we still got a couple places of good money, but see, we used to have a St. Thomas Ford plant. That used to be big money working there. You know, people bought nice houses and everything else, and you know, some people retired and all that. Well, that's gone. Now they're putting a big Amazon building in there, one of the biggest ones in Canada there. But Amazon don't pay the wages that St. Thomas, Ford
Oh, no.
does. But they're building all these big brand new houses. I did aerials and a sign on a place in that new subdivision where they it's close to where the Amazon place is being built, Doveville. It went for $1.4 million. Like, you're not going to work at Amazon and pay for a $1.4 million home. Like, where's this money coming from? I don't know. It just, I don't know.
It's amazing that I moved just an hour and a half plus to the west. I moved from South Dakota to Wyoming, but in Rapid City, you know, when I first moved there, Paul Hodges, I loved it. It was a quiet little town, low traffic, low key. Now it's going crazy.
Yep.
The military base has just in the past 6 months has going to cause that town to go crazy. They're putting in the B-20, 25,
Yeah.
the B or B-21. I forget what it is. The
Yeah.
B-1 is there right now at the Ellsworth Air Force Base, just on the east side of Rapid City. It is one of only 2 locations in the entire United States where that B-1 bomber is housed.
Yeah.
Now the replacement for that aircraft is coming out. I can't remember if it's the 21 or the 25, but it's coming out. Same thing, only in Rapid City, and the other place is in Texas somewhere. But they're thinking that somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 more new not only houses and jobs, and then there's some battery company coming into Rapid City.
Oh.
And last time I was in Rapid City was about 3 weeks ago. We brought a patient into here, and I talked to the medic that was on the call with us, and I said, "Hey, how's things going?" He goes, "Dude, it's freaking crazy here." And I told him my situation. He goes, "You got out at a good time."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and now one of the things that happens in this area, well, the other day they said the average price of a house here is $685,000 right now.
Wow.
Okay, but it's probably 300,000 a year ago. But anyways, like the thing is, there's no big money here. But now when they build houses, the builders are building houses. I think I'm not sure what the exact number is, but around 10% have to be low income housing now,
Right.
in order to get the permits to build something else, right?
Right.
Did you guys see what Robert Glazier put in the chat?
Yep.
He bought his house in 1999 for 67,000. The market value now is 280,000.
Yeah, I believe it. I bought mine in 2000 in Pennsylvania for 200 and sold it for 385 in 2011. 11 years later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll pull up something here in a minute. I'm just looking for something. Yeah, let's go to page 7. Okay, just for the fun of it. Oh, okay. And you can go back. Okay.
This has been a good learning experience for me. Again, guys, I hope you understand. I'm not poking or prodding
no,
or whatever.
no.
I'm trying to learn.
Okay.
Um,
So this is about 3-4 years ago. This one house here. Okay. That's a nice house.
wow,
It was 369,000.
3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at
300.
that place versus that
Yeah. And the other
that-
one, they want 400,000
like
for it.
that what do I call it? Not a bungalow, but whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. But if I go back, I just go back. Yeah, that place right there is 359,900. I mean,
No.
look at this place there, same price. Like,
Wow.
this wasn't that long ago. It just, I'm just going back a little ways. There's 350,000. Look at that. Double split with double car garage.
Look at the one right below it, Paul, the Majestic Court,
Yeah.
350,000.
Wow. That place is, oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Palatial. Yeah,
Huh? Yeah.
palatial.
It's weird too.
Oh,
It's all
3,000
about
square feet. Yeah.
the economy too. I mean, I haven't experienced it, but everybody talks about the oil boom in North Dakota.
Yeah.
And when I go up to Dickinson, North Dakota, and I'll tell you what, guys, there is absolutely nothing up there. When 8 a.m. came around, like I know, Paul, I'm lying about this, but normally 8 a.m. I get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I hate it up there. There's nothing. There's no trees. There's no mountains. There's nothing to do. It's cold. It's barren. But they say when the oil boom was up, poor grandma that was paying XYZ, for an apartment or renting a house or whatever, her rent like tripled when the oil boom came in because, all the oil wells were now producing and it was crazy. It's
Look at that
why
Penn
who
Hill.
the hell would want to live up here?
Look at that. 43 Penn Hill, 310,000.
No kidding. Wow.
Okay. And that other junk place for freaking, it just,
How many years ago was that, Paul?
I don't know if I can find out or not. I don't know if it's,
House right now that would sell.
I would
for
say about 4 years
750.
ago.
That would sell for 750 to $1 million now.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Speak of
No.
Steve. And Curtis.
Yep, Curtis has been in the chat. Yep.
Yeah. No, it doesn't have an actual date on it. Just trying to see if
Speak of Steve, I'm wanting to talk to.
yeah.
I don't know what the hell I'm going to do for the next 9 days, guys.
Oh, it's funny you're off that long, eh?
Yeah, this is my normal time off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to a town. I make a phone call tomorrow to a town called Spearfish, South Dakota.
Yeah.
It's about 45 minutes from here. It's on my way to work. There's an ambulance company there. It's funny. My old boss, Paul Murray. I think both of you were on the day I was on Canadian Drone Hub, and I was at my part-time job, and that tall blonde walked up.
Oh,
behind me.
yes.
And I remember Carpenter Rick goes,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
"Who the hell
Who's
was that?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's my boss."
Yeah.
She called me again today.
Oh, did she? Why don't you come back?
Oh.
To work?
Yep. I said, "Jackie, I'm sorry.
Did you ask Jackie what the benefit package would be?
I should have. What's in this for me?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Word around the campfire is that her and the medical director, which I obviously can't financially compete with. Yeah. But again, the reason I left there is what they're paying me per hour versus a minimum of 6 to 7 hour round trip drive. And when I factored in what it costs for gasoline,
Ron, in your way of life, okay, you don't have any pets or anything.
I
You've
don't.
got a base of operations. Why don't you get yourself a 30-foot motorhome so you can go someplace and stay there and go someplace and stay there?
Paul, that thoughts crossed my mind. I don't know.
Because
I see. where
I
you're
know
going
you
with
don't
it.
mind the drive, but that would drive me buggy.
Yeah.
Then you could hop around your different places,
I think if I didn't have, best way to put it, my expensive habits.
Yeah.
If I stopped going to Alaska fishing, if I stopped going cross country on the motorcycle on trips, if I stopped buying drones and cameras, and I could probably go up there and work my normal shifts and come home and spend my 9 days off, and in other words, just travel up there. But I would be bored.
Well, the first thing is, Ron, is the 9 days off has got to be a killer, right? Because it's like you're starting all over again. It isn't like having a weekend off or 3 days off or 4 days. The 9 days. Why do they do that? Why don't they,
The
4
reason why
days
they do
on,
that,
3 days off?
well, it's because of our remote location. The only people, and I have found, and again, kind of falls back a little bit maybe with Paul Hodges' discussion. My old partner, one of the girls now she went to per diem, one other person up there, that's where they grew up. That's what they know, farming, ranching. Our one mechanic, super dude, super nice guy. He loves to ride motorcycles, and he's offered to, go out and ride with me, but he wants no part of Sturgis. He's like, Ron, I don't like crowds. And, Marcy and Julie, that what they know now is they've grown up on the farm, on the ranch, and they know cattle ranching. And, I've actually asked to talk to both of them. They want no parts of going anywhere other than North Dakota. Marcy, the one gal that I work with for about 4 years as a partner, she's moved on she's education director now. Great gal, super, super smart nurse. Marcy has done so much in her life by herself. Even though she's extremely happily married, she's has 1, 2, 3 kids. But Marcy's at a point in her life, she wants to venture. She wants to see life and visit things and places. But her husband, oh no, I got to work on the farm.
Yep.
He refuses to leave that farm every day.
Well, I find the farming thing, it's almost like they have roots down.
Yeah, exactly.
They just, that's their whole universe is the farm.
Yep, that's what they've been born and raised on, Paul.
Yep.
And probably like her husband, that's what he did as a kid. And matter of fact, if I think about it, I think that's where he was born and raised, on that farm. So that's all he's known, all his life. He's not ventured, I'm an adventurer. I like to go out and do and see things and go places that I've never been. There's so many places that I personally would like to go to and go see.
Yep.
But right now,
Well,
because
if you have that desire, Ron, follow it, because when you get to be my age,
yeah,
your world starts to close in on you and you're happy just in this little small bubble.
yeah,
You know, I have no desire to travel, have no desire to go anywhere.
Really?
I go down and fly the ships, come back home. Me and I are here. If I go out shopping, it's usually off hours when nobody else is out there, come back home. That's my world. I mean,
But
my
let me ask
Tahoe,
you this, Paul.
I drive about 2,500 miles a year.
But let me ask you this, Paul, and be honest. And again, I'm not poking, prodding, push, whatever. Are you truly happy?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
very comfortable.
You're comfortable.
And
Is that because of your?
because of the bad knees, bad back, that kind of
Okay, is
stuff.
that because of physical and or finances or?
Yeah, well, a little bit of both, but
Okay,
I do okay financially, but I'm not a rich man or whatever that is.
Right.
It's just and I don't have any children and I don't have any family other than Lenny,
right.
And so
Right.
if I were to die tomorrow, Ron, I could care less about all this stuff here, It's
Right.
just it's stuff.
It's like me. And again, this will be my third trip to Alaska. And Paul, I can't describe to you enough or in a way that you would understand. When we get there, and I'm going to try and live stream from Petersburg when I get up there with you, being that you're on pretty much every day. I'm gonna do my best. Wi-Fi is pretty bad. But we fly into Petersburg, and from there, the whole 8 days that I'm down on the island, it's not going to happen. But Paul, I can't explain to you the peace and that's the best way I can explain it, the peace that I experienced my last trip. When I was in Hawaii 3 years ago, I went out on a whale watching tour and anybody in the chat, if you ever go to Maui, hook up with the Pacific Whale Foundation. They're on Maui and I think the Big Island or Kauai, I can't remember which, but they're phenomenal, top notch. When I was on there, they had two biologists on the boat. And they stuck these underwater microphones under the water, and they had talked to us about because it's mating season, starting in mid to late December.
Right.
If you ever go to Maui and want to really see whales, go in February and March. That's when you can almost walk on them out there. There's so many. I went in December. I didn't know any better. I still saw a lot of whales, but not to the magnitude that you'll see in the February, March. But anyhow, they stuck these microphones under the water, and they, for the whole boat to hear. And they said, "Folks, listen to this," and you could hear the whales, primarily the males, singing to the females. I'm like, well, I've tried that before. It didn't get me anywhere, But anyhow, with that particular story in mind, every night that I went, or every day we went fishing, they wanted us back at the lodge by 5:30ish to 5:45 to eat dinner. The meals were freaking phenomenal. The owner of the lodge, his wife has published 3 cookbooks. The food was just unbelievable. I personally gobbled my food just so I got a good meal and filled up. And then I would race back down from the lodge back down the dock, and they had the young kids down on the bottom of the dock. My guys run me to the island. They would run me out to this island out in the middle of the bay, and I can't explain to anybody in this panel, on this live stream, anywhere enough the peace. They would drop me off on the side. It was a little dangerous because the waves some days were a little treacherous, but I had my chest waders on. I had all my camera gear in a Pelican box. where it was a little rocky, me getting off this boat. You know, we're shaking and bouncing, and I'm trying to get off on dry land off this boat. And I get onto the boat and I said, see you guys at 8 o'clock. They would let me off on this island. I had to pay attention to low and high tide. But Paul, both, I would sit there. And the one night in particular, I'll never forget this as long as I live. I'm sitting there up on this little island, and it was foggy. It was shitty. I'm like, nah, that's probably a bad idea. But it's like certain other areas in the U.S. where and the truth is wait 5 minutes, the weather will change.
Yep. Yeah.
Literally in 5 to 10 minutes, the weather went from foggy as hell. I'm thinking I made a bad decision coming out tonight to absolutely perfect. 25 knot winds were down to zero, absolute zero. It went from foggy, sun came out, the dew point and humidity changed, and it went to crystal clear. And I'm sitting there and I hear absolutely, and I mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I couldn't even hear the waves. Then all of a sudden, I hear this singing, this noise. I'm like, I recognize this noise. It's these whales singing back and forth to each other.
Okay.
That's all I
Wow.
hear for about 45 minutes.
Wow.
It was just, I can't describe the peace that I felt sitting there and listening to that.
Yeah.
And then about 10 minutes later, they all started coming up after these feeder fish. And that's when I launched a drone and
Yeah.
I started filming them. But for that 45 minutes, guys, it just was, like I said, I can tell you here on the live stream and describe it to you, but to sit there and experience it,
Yeah. Yep.
it was.
Well, you know, and like, you know, I go deer hunting, but you know, I'll be sitting in the bush with my gun, my bow, you know, just basically sitting the ground back up against a tree, just me and the nothing else around, right?
Yeah.
But you know, I've had birds come on land on my bow,
Yeah.
and I'm just sitting there looking at them. You know, it just
Mhm. Yeah.
or chipmunks come. I've had chipmunks run right up my leg for Christ's sakes. You know, like
Yeah.
because you just sit there and don't move, right? It just
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
it's so I don't know. It's different. Just sitting there and so quiet, no nothing. I don't even care if a deer walked over. It's some, you know, really.
Yeah. It's just
You
the
know?
experience.
Just,
know?
Yeah.
Mhm. But anyhow, I hope I'm babbling a little bit, but
That's okay, Ron. Yeah.
I wanted to tell you, you know, just
What? You had to go back outside again? Okay.
Marie,
Ugh.
Marie
Oh.
says, lucky, lucky you.
No. Yeah. Come on, get down. Let's go.
yeah.
I'll be right back.
But I'll tell you, Paul Murray, just sit there on that. Where would I have those? I think. Oh, I think I know where they're at. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah. Let me share.
Want a piece of bacon, Paul?
Oh, there you go. Those are the bacon treats for the pupper dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, they're bugging me for it in one freaking treat.
Here it is, Paul Murray. Hold on, let me share this.
Okay.
This is Ron in his solitude. I think, let me know if this, can you see my, enlarge this?
Yep.
But
Yep.
this is me sitting on this island. You see this little speck right here? This is me sitting there
Okay.
with my camera gear and my drone in
Ah,
the middle of freaking nowhere.
So how'd you get to the island?
They drop the deckhands dropped me off on a boat. But look
Is
how
that right?
jagged it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a bitch getting in there. But that 20 minutes sooner, the waves were kicking. But this is that point where I told you where the winds would down 10 minutes later were down to zero.
Yeah.
But there I was sitting there. And this is right when high tide started to come in. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta start heading up towards these trees because high tide's coming in. Oh my God. Yeah, that's me up in Prince of Wales Island, Alaska. I'm trying to think what other, right here.
You wouldn't want to be up there when it's cold.
Yeah. Can you guys see this picture?
Yeah.
This is from the lodge out my bedroom window.
That's a long dock out there.
Yeah, it's what they call a floating dock.
Yeah.
And we come down this dock every morning. This is all the boats down here that we come down and get into every morning. And then we go out this channel and then go out into the bay and fish. Let me see if there's any other pictures in here. Oh, this is funny. When we got to we tried to get into Petersburg. The ILS was out in Petersburg, and they're like, "Oh shit, we got to go somewhere else and land to 737." So they took us to Sitka, and we landed in Sitka. And this guy's dog he had a yellow lab. He was just as friendly as can be.
Looks like a white lab, doesn't he?
Or white lab, yeah. He came up and jumped in my lap. He was the friendliest little dog. This is me up in Sitka, Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah, he was my little buddy. And then we all got on a boat and made our way. Let me see what else I got here. Here's this is kind of crappy footage, but this is it's not showing video.
I see bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bear that was down at the come on. Open with here we go.
Well, it's not showing us, Ron.
Yeah, it's not
Not
showing.
showing?
No.
Hold on. Let me go back to. Whoop, shoot, where were you guys at? Oh, here you are. Let me. Oh, crap! How do I?
You may have to have that other one open, close this one, and then share the other screen.
Yeah.
It's
Stop sharing.
it's Wednesday night.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, here it is.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we got it now.
This is when I was down at the salmon hatchery. All these bears coming in.
Wow.
Well, they got some long hair on them, don't they?
They do. Some big claws.
Yeah.
Let
Do you recognize anything in this picture there, Ron?
me look. Give me a second. No, you got me on this one, buddy.
You see down here?
Yeah.
That's my crossbow.
Ah, you're all
There's
camoed in there.
Yeah, there's a string right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just sitting there, yeah.
And they're minding your own business.
Yep, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, my limbs on all my crossbow there's all camouflaged. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's oh shoot. Here's a view from. This is a view from the island. Tell me, Paul Murray, if this shares or not. Can you see this?
Yep.
Yeah, this is sitting on the island, and the lodge is about a half mile up, and then I go around these trees here, and then head back back through the canal and go back to the lodge. But this is just me sitting on the island in complete total peace.
Oh,
Oh, phenomenal. and I can't wait to go back here.
Stella is in the chat.
Stella.
On the fire.
Let's see if there's anything else. You remember Ray? Here, Palmer, you'll get a kick out of this. You had Ray Kelly on this morning. Can you
Yep,
see this
yep.
picture?
Yep.
Okay. Look to the very right of the screen at the head of the salmon.
Oh, yeah.
You notice this string coming down from about where his neck is?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that's where you hooked yourself?
That's a giant hook stuck in my hand.
Yeah, don't do.
But I still wanted to get a picture of the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what I was telling Ray Kelly this morning. I said, yeah, don't feel bad, dude. I've been there, done that.
Well, Ron, you ought to almost do a travel log.
Sometimes I wish I would have. Stop share. Yep. Okay. I stopped shared. Yeah. But, oh, shoot. You guys still there?
Yep.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Are you still
there? You are. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Hit the wrong button. But yeah, that's just a couple pictures from up there, and
Yeah.
but that's why I keep doing, Paul, what I do. Keep working so much because I have my expensive habits. I want to go out and enjoy. So many people have said to me like, "Oh my God, Alaska's on my bucket list." Do it.
Yeah, as long as you enjoy it, go for it,
Mhm.
Well,
Okay,
the thing of it is, you've got what, 9 days off?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're sitting around there. You're not headed for somewhere.
I'll probably, tonight, and then I need rest because I'm on an hour and a half sleep
Yeah.
in about 36 hours. How
Oh,
I'm sitting here
hello.
still talking to you guys, I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Ron, you're the great white hunter. Tell me what this is, or what did this?
Oh shit. That was a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the area I hunt.
Yep, that's a bear.
Yeah.
That's a scratch pad.
Scratching, scratching
Yeah.
post.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was
Buck rub don't tear up a tree like that.
No.
no, like look, here's another pick on the other side of it.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's a bear sharpening his claws.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But each of its own, Paul Murray. I mean, like I said, you're content with,
Yep.
you're part of life, and who knows, 5 years from now, who knows what my max is going to be. I to this day, I got angry at the gym the other day. I got pissed off, actually, really pissed off. There was a guy in there, big dude, and I used to be a full-time 7-day-a-week gym rat, and I was big. I was like 265 pounds. I was solid muscle from my head to my big toe. Today, I'm not. I go there to try and keep my job, try and keep my strength up, so I can still do my job. It's tough. And there's some days I'll go to the gym and my mind says, "Hey, Ron, go ahead and do this." But then my body says, "Whoa, what are you doing, dude?"
Yeah. I see that every day in the mirror,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
When I look in the mirror, I see my dad looking back at me.
Yeah. But I thank God every day. I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I thank God every day I got my health. Look at me Christmas Day. I was kind of feeling a little bummed, a little lonely, had the Christmas blues, and but I said, you know what? I am not going to sit here and feel sorry for myself. I'm not going to sit in this house and stare at four walls. I picked my ass up. I packed a bag. I had a plan in mind. I said, I'm going to go to Yellowstone. I'm going to try my best to watch the weather. And then from there, I'm going to leave and go to work for 2.5 weeks. But Christmas Day, there I was out hiking in this beautiful country, because physically I was able to do it. 5 years from now, Paul, I may not be able to do that. I don't know.
That's why I say enjoy life to the fullest as long as you can.
Yeah.
But always remember to keep your comfort level where you want it to be.
And the reason I do that, guys, is because of my accident 2 years ago. To this day, I will never forget that. That is probably one of the most memorable
Yep.
moments of my life, when I got the phone call at 2:30 in the morning because my boss forgot, oh yeah, I'm on Central Time, and I forgot Ron's on Mountain Time.
Yeah.
He calls me like 2 hours early before I'm supposed to get up and leave for work, and says, hey, we have a long distance flight. You're going to stay overnight. You're going to Washington, D.C. from Glendive, Montana. And he said, don't hurry. You're not leaving until 9 a.m. I'm due to work at 8. So I had an hour once I got in there. But you know, guys, I left home, and the only thing worrying me and on my mind was I got to get to the convenience store in Sturgis and get my second cup of coffee. Kind of like, what's that coffee place you go to all the time, Paul Hodges?
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. Yeah, I'm going to it's called the Common Sense. That's where I get my second cup of coffee. You know, that's where I usually talk to Tommaso Sullivan or Matt North. But halfway there, both hands on the wheel, 10 miles under the speed limit. Checked weather, clear as a bell. But I get on that bridge and I hit black ice.
Black
And
ice.
I'm sideways, and I got an 18-wheeler coming directly at me. And the reason I remember this so much is because until hopefully nobody experiences this ever, I'd never wish this on anyone, but I can remember to this day, in what was probably 2 or 3 seconds, I had 200 things go through my mind.
Yeah, you had a flash of life.
I did. And the last thing I did, probably 20 feet from that tractor trailer, was I looked up at him and I said, well, it's been a good life.
Yep.
Thank God. Thank you, God. It's been a good life. And I yelled out loud, I am done. Because I knew once the impact happens, I'm done. I'm out of here. And all of a sudden it threw me to the right. I missed him. I ain't kidding you guys, by 4 or 5 inches. I'm just guessing, but it was that close.
Well, you
And-
know, that's an experience, Ron, that's going to live with you forever.
I will never forget it, Paul.
And the
Never.
other thing too, Ron, is you got a glimpse into what some of the more accident victims that you run into every day, they must experience the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
know,
will never forget that. Oh my God.
before they die or recover, but before they die, everybody has that little flash.
But you know, Paul, you always hear those stories. You know, people, oh, I experienced this. Like, I experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really did. And I'm like, I can't believe I thought of so many things in that 3, 4, 5 second period. It was unbelievable. I did. I had flashbacks that seemed like they lasted a couple minutes.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to call it. It's 8:00.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
What-
keeping
You
you
see
up,
this,
buddy.
Rod?
Did you see that? And that
COVID-19. I saw that. Yeah. And keep your social distance, Paul, from those people.
don't be out there kissing no does. No.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, they won't tell us where it was. I mean, Ontario, you know how large Ontario is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big.
Wow.
Hey, everybody in the chat, thanks for being here.
Yep.
And Ron, thank you for
Yeah.
showing
Let
up.
me babble.
And Paul Hodges, you're my co-partner, buddy. And we'll see everybody again next time.
All right,
For sure.
Paul,
See you guys. Yeah,
Paul
you
Squared.
guys all on there. Have a good time. So,
Bye-bye,
so
everybody.
hey, Rod, before you leave, have you had much playing yet with Neo?
I'm gonna do a little more tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, definitely. For
Tonight
sure.
was the most I've done with it. I never did the power. Well, I did about it last night, right? So
Bye, everybody in the chat.
So-
These two are going to